and we're here at the Max Stern Athletic Center. Starting lineups about to be announced. My name is Joshua, here with my brother and partner in crime, Benjamin. It's great to have you all in the booth here at the Max Stern Athletic Center. A new season, the season opener, the home opener for the Max. Benjamin, what are you expecting out here from the Yeshiva Maccabees and the College of Staten Island Dolphins?
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be a game to see who's going to step it up. And you always have that early on in the season where you're kind of looking for who's going to be the leaders of the team, who's going to kind of step up and replace a lot of players, and especially on this Yeshiva University team where they had four starters leave the team from last year. It's going to be a lot on these bench guys who have they been developing in practice? How much better have they gotten? Have they been giving it their all over the summer and in the preseason workouts? How are they going to perform here on the court? In the first game of the season, we'll get a preview of that.
And I just want to remind all our folks out there, this is not a Skyline Conference game, but this is the home opener. This one's going to count in the record books, and if the Yeshiva University wants to make that NCAA tournament for the first time ever, then they're going to have to play this game well. On the Dolphins side, but it's also a very, very young lineup. They lost their senior, their All-American. They lost their head coach. This is a lot of young players. They're starting 3 sophomores, 2 juniors, freshmen getting playing time. So both sides have a lot of young players. The Dolphins have lost 65% of their scoring from last year, so it's going to be interesting to see how they can make up for that, although they have the Conference Defensive Player of the Year back on that side as well.
Yeah, you're sure. This is kind of surprising news, but Eden Bracic, as you were just saying, who led the team in three-point shooting and was one of the defensive players of the conference, is actually out tonight. He's been battling a preseason injury, and he is not going to suit up tonight. So that's going to be a big loss for the Dolphins. They're going to have to come not only make up for all those starters, but also one of the leaders on the team here tonight. They're definitely going to be playing shorthanded. We'll see who gets the look in the starting lineup.
And on the YU side, Simcha Halpert, the sophomore, he seems to be like he's going to be the vocal point this year. He was a Conference Rookie of the Year last year. He had a phenomenal season, and he's looking back to build on that and have a great campaign in his sophomore year as well. A potential starter, Jamie Capel, is out of the game today with a concussion, as well as the senior, Eli Mammon, who is out of the game as well with, I believe, an ACL injury, and he's not been cleared to play yet. So the Max are down 2 guys. 2 of their guys getting a lot of minutes. We're going to see a lot of guys who didn't get minutes last year, who maybe were on the practice team or on the team, going to get a lot of minutes. The big boy, Donnie Cash, just got announced. He has been great for them last year, electrifying off the bench. He's now starting for the Max, so we're going to see how he can move into that role as well.
Yeah, and the person I'm really going to be focusing on tonight is going to be Tal Guetta. Jordan Ho was the point guard here for 3 straight years, did a phenomenal job running the offense, slowing the ball down, breaking the press, putting pressure on the opposing point guards to stop them from running their offense. And those are big shoes to fill. I mean, he doesn't need to necessarily score, but let's see his composure. Let's see how he's able to run the court and be a leader out there. This YU team needs some leadership, and I'm looking for Tal to step up tonight.
Absolutely. For Coach Simon, this is his 3rd year. His first year was arguably the best year. He got he had a home playoff game, lost in the 2nd round. Last year declined a bit, losing in the 1st round. But this is a new season for him, the 3rd year of his campaign. He's used to the college atmosphere. He's used to the skyline. He knows the other coaches. He knows the other styles. Let's want to see if he can step up his game as a coach in his 3rd season and lead this team as well.
Yeah, the Maccabees were actually projected to finish the 3rd place in the conference standings, according to the Skyline Men's Basketball preseason coaches poll. And, they have qualified, as you said, for the Skyline Conference Championship 3 years in a row, but have not been able to make it through. And Coach Stuyvesant, as he gets more accustomed, he's going to be able to need to understand how he's going to utilize his advantages to kind of cover those weaknesses. The YU team this year is going to have a lot of shooting at almost all times. It's going to lack some depth, especially on the front court, and they're going to be beaten on the boards. I mean, if we look at this game last year against the College of Staten Island, they almost lost the rebound battle by 20-something rebounds, lost second chance opportunities by 12 points. That was a huge turning point in the game that really caused them to lose. So how is Coach Stuyvesant going to do that? Whether he has more guys crashing the boards and less guys out on the break, there's a lot of ways to compensate that. Let's see what he decides to go with.
And play ball. Max won the tip. Bar Aloof bringing up the point guard. So you talk about the point guard. It looks like Bar Aloof's going to start as Katz underneath to Guetta. Bumped out of bounds. No call. Back to Katz. They're not really guarding his shot. They don't know this guy so well. Hayon in the lane all the way. Goes up with the left. No good. Rebound Katz up again. And that one's no good. Rebound tipped out and taken by number 2. That is Adole Latunji for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Latunji is a good rebounder. But, hey, I'll tell you this. Donnie Katz needs to finish that one. That one was a little bit too easy to be missing this early on in the game.
Backdoor pass deflected out of bounds by Bar Aloof. That one looked like it was going to be out of bounds back to the Max, but Aloof tipped it with his hand, although Latunji there was faking the backcourt when the backcourt was thrown.
Yeah, good defense there by Bar Aloof. He's got some active hands, but you got to face the ball there. He almost got beat backdoor because of it.
That's a jump ball. Good defense there by Guetta. That was number 5, Darryl Bryant with the shot. Guetta blocks the shot. Ball gets stuck on both their hands, and that is a jump ball. Staying here because YU won the tip. For the other starters for the Staten Island Dolphins are number 1, Stephen Flagg. Number 2, we talked about Latunji a little bit, as a shot there by 42, James Delante. That's their big man. That's their center. No good. Bar Aloof bringing up the ball. Aloof has it now, guarded by Bryant. Aloof looking, still looking, dribbling a lot right now. Looking now, picks up his dribble, gives the ball to Hayon. Hayon to Halper, wide open under the basket, no good, but that's going to be a goaltending. Although the ball was coming off the rim, it was not going to be good. No, Latunji hits the ball, and that's a bucket for Simcha Halper. And lucky break there for him. He's got to finish that one too.
Yeah, 2 points about that offensive set. 1, Bar Aloof was standing on top of the key, dribbling the ball. No one was moving. There was no offense being run. That is not very good for your second set of the game. And 2, that's another wide open missed layup. Simcha got bailed out there by that goaltending call on the way down. But come on, we got to hit our layups.
Taylor now, Taylor all the way to the Lance, a point guard Taylor, and great defense again by Talgueta going straight up, back out to Taylor. Taylor fakes, goes up again. That one's no good, rebound by Hayon. We have a man down here, and it looks like Donnie Katz, and he's holding his head.
That is never good. We will make sure that he is okay. But good defense again by the YU Max there, especially on the defensive glass, clearing it away. I mean, we're looking at James Delante here being 6'6", listed here on our score sheet. He looks a little bit shorter than that.
Yeah, he does look a little shorter than that, but he's a big boy. He looks like he's 220, 230 as well. I mean, he looks like he's going to fight Hayon all night. But, you know, I've really loved the defense by Guetta so far. You know, the Dolphins have been trying to pound it in on the small Max, and Guetta for 2 possessions has put his hand straight up and had a great defensive stand. The first time causing the jump ball, the second time causing the miss, and Katz is all right. He's walking off the court on his feet. He'll be okay. It looks like he got poked in the eye, and it looks like Kevin Boker, number 32, entering the game. Now, Mike Hayon is starting the game. He's playing the game, but he wasn't necessarily scheduled to play.
Yeah, you know, we know he was battling an injury pre-game. It's good to see him out here, especially for the first game of the season. We know that the YU Max training staff is always working hard with these athletes, getting them in the best shape possible, and also making sure that they take care of their bodies so they're ready for all games in the grueling schedule that's about to come up.
And he was fighting some back spasms. It's good to see him out there. Aloof with the ball now. Aloof looking. Guarded by Bryant. Pass to Boker, almost stolen. Boker down to Hayon. Hayon loses it, gets it back. A double team coming, and it's stolen by the Dolphins. Picked up by Hayon. Ball thrown from Hayon to number 2, Latunji. Latunji goes all the way to the hoop. Poked away by Halpert. Inside to number 1. That's Flagg. Flagg goes up with it. No good. Crazy reverse. Rebound Hayon, and YU's out. Aloof with the ball. Guarded by Taylor. He now has to turn around and run the offense. Passes out to Guetta. Another almost steal by Bryant. Inside to Hayon, an open lefty layup. That one's good. Great pass there from Guetta to Hayon. They came in here as rookies 2 years ago, freshmen, both in their junior years, and a nice 1-2 punch there for 4-0 Max.
Yeah, way to look down low by Guetta. He had some opening for himself, but really did throw the ball down. Another great defensive play as well.
Guetta's been great on the defensive end. He blocks Flagg there. Another miss by the Dolphins. Another open layup miss. Rebound by Halper. 4-on-1. Guetta goes all the way, and that's going to be a blocking foul. Guetta for 2. That's a foul on number 5, Darryl Bryant, as an ill-advised play there by Guetta. I mean, that was a 1-on-4, but he's going to go to the line for 2, so you got to be happy with the result.
Yeah, usually you're looking for numbers when you take it on the fast break. There he had a head of steam and thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, and the refs bailed him out there with a good block goal. But hey, that was not very good defense right there by Latungi. Adiola Latungi, he's a sophomore from Staten Island, New York. He's got to do a better job of getting himself a better positioning, because you don't need to take a charge. That was
Bryant. The foul there was on number 5, Bryant.
Oh, I'm sorry. But as I was saying, you don't need to take a charge. You stand there with your hand straight up. When a guy picks up his dribble so far away from the basket, you can do a lot more effecting that shot than trying to draw a charge.
And Guetta goes 1 of 2 from the line, missing the first. And now the new coach for the Dolphins calling out a play. Taylor with the ball, passes to Flagg, guarded by Guetta. Guetta's been phenomenal on the defensive end thus far. Bryant guarded by Halper. Tipped away by Aloof, getting back by Latungi. Back to Bryant on the top of the court. Bryant jump shot. That one's no good. Aloof fighting with Flagg. Flagg gets the board. Flagg goes up, but blocked by Hayon. Bryant gets the ball back. He goes up, and that's going to be a jump ball again. YU's ball. Wow. YU's looking for a double dribble or a carry because he held on to the ball, but the ref says no, sir. A good block there by Hayon, and YU has been quite strong under that glass.
Yeah, the College of Staten Island is known for a lot, its basketball program. One of the best schools in this CUNY system. They made the NCAA tournament last year. You're sure they are missing wide open layups. I mean, I understand that these YU players are distracting them, but these are some easy shots. shots that they cannot hit.
Halper with the pull-up jumper, good, 7-0 Yeshiva. The Macs are looking strong on defense, and they're finding the offense with Guetta and Halper. Taylor with a crafty move outside to Bryant. Open for three, no good. Rebounded by Latungi. Latungi goes up with it, no good as well, and Hayon comes crashing in with the rebound. Guetta's out, passes the ball out to Halpert. Halpert looks, thinks, back to Guetta. Guetta sees Aloof wide open for three. Instead, gives it back to Halpert to Guetta. Guetta for three. That one's good. Tall Guetta, a three-pointer from the corner. 10-0 Max, and a timeout by the Dolphins. Great ball movement there by the Yeshiva Max, and they're looking strong to start this season.
Yeah, Coach TJ Tibbs, this is his coaching debut for the College of Staten Island. He actually played at Monmouth and then for 3 years at the College of Staten Island. Was a phenomenal college player himself, but the pressure is building here. The College of Staten Island has yet to score. The Max are out to a 10-point lead, and nothing seems to be working for them in offense, whether it be three-point shots or layups. They're getting beat on the defensive end. But on the Yeshiva side, we spoke about that ball movement. That's going to be key, and it's moving the ball quickly. If you hold on to the ball for too long and let the defense compensate for them being out of position, you will not get those open looks, and they almost blew it there. Simcha, their best three-point shooter, was wide open for a few seconds, and before Aloof got him the ball, he had to then give it up and pass it to Guetta, who ended up hitting the three. But if I'm YU, I want that pass coming right away to his Simcha, letting him shoot that three.
Absolutely. We're 3.5 minutes into the game, and we should say that the Dolphins have had a lot of opportunities. I mean, they've had open layups, they've had the ball for several offensive rebounds, and they just can't get the ball on the hoop there. Seems like there's a cap on the rim. Someone's got to check that out.
Yep. The first person to break that ice is always a big bucket.
And Flag wide open for three. There it is. Three-pointer for Flag, and now it's 10-3. Just like that, they got themselves a bucket. Good job by the coach. Hayon inside, spins, up, no good, and rebound by Bryant, and out go the Dolphins. Bryant guarded by Halpert.
Yeah,
Bryant.
Didn't love that move by Hayon. Kind of faded away on that post move. You want to take it in stronger than that, especially with so much time left on the shot clock.
Taylor up, and no good, but a foul. He never put the shot up, so we'll see if they give him the two shots, although he was in the lane. And that's going to be two shots. That foul was on It was on Mike. Oh, sorry. It was on number 13, Tal Guetta. Yeah, as I thought. That Tal Guetta's going to get the first foul. I mean, he's playing great defense. A little over aggressive there, especially with the smaller Taylor. It was him and Hayon there. They didn't need to bump him.
Yeah, but I definitely have to commend Guetta so far on the defensive end. He's been stepping up his game, as we mentioned. Now Hayon's checking out. This is probably the small ball lineup that YU has.
Donnie Katz at the 5. Yeah, he's coming back from a little injury.
Again, they're going to spread the court on offense, and everyone needs to help out on that defensive glass. Giving up offensive rebounds, Yeshua, is a real killer to good defense and opens up a lot of opportunities for the offense.
And number 11, Jade Spencer, just entered the game for the big man Delante. And Spencer's a freshman, so he's getting his first minutes of the season for him as well. As an open there look for Katz, and he's going to go to the line for two. A great pass there by Guetta. YU is getting into the lane, finding the open man, and getting some quality shots as both free throws were missed on the other end, and Katz has a chance to put YU up by 9.
Yeah.
10-3 Max right now, 4 minutes in.
One of the biggest things is obviously free throw shooting. It's taken for granted sometimes on the higher levels, but one thing that the Max definitely struggled with at the beginning of last year were their free throws, as Katz misses the first. You sure they shot 50% when they played the College of Staten Island early last year. That needs to be closer to 70 to 80% if this wants to be a successful team this year.
Absolutely, and that was in and out for Katz. They're 1 for 3 thus far, and I agree with you. I mean, free throws are crucial, especially because points are sometimes very hard to come by. I mean, the Dolphins have scored 3 points. They've had 2 opportunities at the line. You got to hit your free throws when you work hard and get to the line. Katz's second one is up and in, and they call a violation on Katz. No bucket. He's looking at them like, what did I do? As he was running back, he never even took a step forward, but in any case, it's still 10-3 Max, 4 minutes in.
Yeah, that's a call you absolutely rarely see. They're going to need to fix the scoreboard now, you sure, because they counted that point when it should not have counted.
And the refs are now talking to the scoreboard.
But good
eyes by
the refs there. They're definitely paying attention. They're doing their job. There was a violation. He was standing on the line. So that was excellent work by him, and he's explaining it now to Donnie.
Katz is pleading his case. He said, I looked down. He said, I looked down. And you know what they say? The ref's word always goes in the end of the day. So it's going to go back to 10-3. We're figuring that out briefly. Refs are checking with the scoreboard. This should be done short. There we go, 10-3, and we're back to the Dolphins basketball. YU gym's really getting filled in. I mean, we always got to call out Lior Hode. Lior Hode has now 2 sons on the team, but has had 3 sons overall on the team. He's a YU Mac himself, one of the all-time great players. Good to see him out here for another season. He looks like he's ready to go.
Yeah, the Hode brothers are now making YU history. They had the 3 brothers last year, and again, they're looking to continue on in the history of success as both Lior and his brother played and were very successful here at YU. So hopefully Justin and Tyler get some big minutes here and can play just as well as their previous generation.
Crafty defense there by Halpert, about to hit Latunji on a jumper and quickly slides away, and Latunji got thrown off and missed that one. YU now back with the ball. Pass inside to Loof, out to Katz, wide open for 3. No good. Rebound by Taylor. Katz can hit those 3s, and doesn't seem like the Dolphins know that quite yet.
Yeah, that's not good scouting. Katz loves shooting those 3s. Hit some real big ones last year.
Flag wide open for 3. No good. He hit the first one, and rebound by Spencer. And the second no good. That's a block by Talgueta. Good save there by the Dolphins. Flag gets the ball. Flag outside to Taylor. Going to restart the offense now. Taylor all the way in the lane. A great pass inside. So that's number 11, Spencer, who just entered the game. 2 points there for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Taylor's come on, and he's done a great job both moving the ball and really finding his shot, because he's really broke down the defense on an excellent level.
And they're just not guarding Katz from beyond the arc. I mean, they just don't know. He's not taking them right now, but they're not guarding him. Pass to Aloof. Aloof jumper. That one's good. A nice fadeaway jumper there by Aloof. 2 points for him, and 12-5 Max lead back up to 7.
Yeah, interesting take there by Aloof. Wasn't afraid to go up with that one, even though he had a man in his face. Way to finish with a guy all over you.
Substitution that we didn't even realize. Rudy Levanucher is in the game, and he just had a bucket himself, so 12-7 now. Max back with the ball. Aloof to Katz. Katz is a wide open jumper, not even looking at the hoop. I think Coach Simon's got to give the Cats a little talk. He's telling his coach, like, yeah, you're right, I got to shoot that. If they're giving the big man the shot, he'll take it and he'll make it.
Yeah, you really want them to respect the shot. Even if it's not going in, if you take that shot, they must respect it, and that forces the defense to react. If you have a guy just standing there in the middle, that is a very big anchor for your defense. It makes it much harder to score.
And Destheim in the game now. He's another freshman. So on the quarter now, 3 freshmen for the Dolphins. So we'll see how that works out. And that's out of bounds. Ref looking around, and no one seems to know who has the ball. And they're going to call it to the max. To the max. Aloof was arguing, but he's like, wait a second, it's our ball. 18 seconds in the shot clock, 6 minutes into the game now, 12-7 Max.
Yeah, that looked like the right call from here, but good job by the referees. If you don't see it, no problem asking your friends. That's what they're here for. Way to combine and get the call right.
Katz now inside, double teamed. He's got to look up. A great pass to Boker, wide open for 2. Katz to Boker, you got to love to see that. 14-7 Max.
Yeah, Boker did not play a lot last year. He's going to be asked to do a lot more this year. He's going to be the first big off the bench. Good finish there with no one around him, but I want to see what he can do on the glass, because he has not attacked on the offensive end, though he's cleaned up nicely on the defensive end.
And another great Bill pick and roll there from Taylor to Spencer, and YU's got to do a little bit better job. Katz a little bit slow on deciding whether he's going to get the switch or not. Katz now again not being guarded to Halpert. Halpert to Katz. Inside, up and in. A nice little up and under there by Katz, splitting the defense, and 16-9 Max.
Yeah, Halpert led him perfectly there. One dribble and then up between the 2 defenders. A great finish by Katz, and we know he's not afraid of the trees.
And they keep rolling the pick and roll, as this time it's going to be a foul on Aloof. Aloof does not like the call, but regardless, that's going to be no shots. It's going to be underneath. But Benjamin, I mean, they've got to do something about this pick and roll. That's 2 straight possessions they scored off it, and now in this 3rd possession, there's a man they got a foul. YU is not doing a good job. They're doubling the ball handler, and they're not doing a good job taking away the passing lanes.
Yeah, and if you are going to double team, there needs to be communication to make up for that, because you want to rotate after that. You want to have somebody else pick up the guy that's left wide open, and then one of the guys who was double teaming goes to pick up that other open guy who was freed up by the help.
As Justin Hode now enters the game for Halpert, the first Hode sighting we've seen this season.
Yeah, that's always exciting. You know that the camera will be zoomed in, especially on him, with Lior's camera always watching.
And good defense there by Hode, but Taylor able to get around him, no good. And Guetta with the ball. Guetta looks up, passes to Aloof, and Aloof's out. Aloof is going all the way to the hoop and the move. Great play by Aloof, going right around the defender and finishing with the reverse.
Yeah, he seemed to freeze the defense there. They thought they were going to bring it back out. Aloof staying aggressive, taking it to the rim, and gets the easy 2.
Latunji now with the ball, guarded by Aloof. Kicks it back out. Guetta with some good defense. And you got Taylor versus Hode. Hode's been a very good defender last year in his limited minutes as Latunji gets right around Aloof. Good help by Guetta. Hands straight up, but an even better finish there by Latunji. 18-11 max. 12 minutes to go in this first half.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Aloof is a quick guy, but I've seen it a number of times, him being beat off the dribble. He's got to slide his feet better.
Into Katz. Katz looking. Finds Guetta going to the lane, and a block there by Spencer. A great block there, and Guetta's down. As on the other end, Hode looked like he got all ball. No, says the ref. That's going to be a foul on him. And number 2, Latunji going to the line for two shots as Guetta gets up a little gingerly. Looks like he's all right. I mean, I don't know if I'll be all right after a block like that.
Yeah, you know, I thought that he was blocked clearly there. He was looking for a foul. I think sometimes you stay on the ground just to get that foul. I think he's doing fine. And just a message out there, we are live. We are not on the YU Max site, but we are on the YU Athletics site. So if you are interested, go to the YU Athletics site if you want to get the live stream.
And another free throw missed by the Dolphins. They have yet to hit one. And you see the fans that have piled in are getting excited as missed free throws sometimes are attributed to that sixth man, the fans.
Yeah, that's a huge thing.
And as some large-scale substitutions, Guetta's out now. So is Donnie Katz. Simcha Halpert, Hayon back in the game. More people coming in into the stadium now. Stadium's getting even more packed. 18-11 max, 8 minutes in. Latunji at the line for one. And Jordan Hode entered the game. We were wondering where he was earlier. As Latunji misses another 0 for 4. The Dolphins now from the free throw line. Aloof kicks to Hode. Hode looking back to Aloof. Aloof now looking into Boker. Boker getting guarded by a much smaller man, but it doesn't look like he's even trying to go inside. Hayon now has a one-on-one with Spencer. Spencer has a block. Got to watch out for him. Hode thinks about a 3. Ends up taking a wide-open 2. No good. Rebound by Spencer. He's been great for them. The freshman has shown that he can really battle in boards, and he's got a little offensive game to him, too.
Another pick and roll.
And that was too easy there. Spencer's now going to go to the line for 2. Hayon hacked. He tried to take his arms back. I got to do anything. But he knew it, I knew it, and the refs definitely knew it.
Yeah, very interesting that, you know, Justin Hode coming right off the bench. Sometimes you get a little too aggressive. You take that first shot too early. And he did a good job there, pump faking the 3 and then going in as we get a timeout here. But you're sure the CSU has really found a way to create some offense. It's coming off the pick and roll. And that's been working for them, especially with Spencer cutting to the hoop. He's been a good finisher, and he's been clearing space on the picks, which is also a very underrated talent.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the most impressive player for the Dolphins is Spencer. Didn't start the game. He's coming off the bench. He's blocked shots. He's rebounded the ball. He's been great on the pick and roll, being in the right place at the right time. Going to the line for 2, he's really impressed me. On the max end, I mean, you got to be impressed with the way they're playing as a team. There's no star. There's no one scoring 20 points a game, but it looks like everyone's contributing in their little way. Guetta with a great defense and a couple big buckets. Aloof had a bucket of his own, is holding his own as point guard, and Halpert with a nice shot as well. You know, the backs are looking like they're going to be a team this year that is not going to rely on one player to succeed. It's going to be a team effort.
Yep, and that means finding the open man and letting everyone step up when needs to be. Don't force shots and run the offense. We know that YU gets very creative with their sets. Run the offense. Coach Steinmetz has a lot working for him.
Yeah, and Coach Steinmetz has really gone away from the Coach Halpert style. Coach Halpert liked the slow half-court pace. Steinmetz is fast-paced, move the ball, backdoor cuts, and the first free throw now falls for the Dolphins after an 0 for 5 start. 18-12 max, 11 and a half minutes left in the first quarter. Aloof with the ball, given to Simcha. Jim getting a little more for Sim with the great move, up with the left, and that one's good. A great crafty move there by Simcha Halpert.
Yeah, that kid's got some real touch, and you can see it there. It's not only from the three-point line, taking it to the lane, putting it up there nice and softly. It fell in like a butterfly.
Destime with the ball guarded by Boker. Destime all the way to the hoop, blocked by Hode. A good block there by him. Spencer can't finish either. Ball going out of bounds. Aloof can't get to it. Bryant gets to it himself. It looked like he just switched pivot feet. No call there by the ref. Aloof guarding Bryant.
Yeah, Aloof's got to be better on the defensive glass. He's been beaten numbers of times by running his own man and then getting those loose balls. I want to see him step up his game on the defensive glass.
And a good defense there by Max. Big shot. That's good there by number 24, Laventure. That's his second bucket of the game. He's guarding Aloof now. Aloof taking up the ball.
Yeah, another freshman. CSI clearly relying on a bunch of freshmen. So far, they've been stepping up to the task.
Hayon thought about a 3 there. You could hear Steinmetz yelling no from the background, or maybe that was just me. It's now a 2-pointer by Hayon. That one's no good. A little bit out of his range there, and you see Steinmetz shake his head a bit as he knows the big man's game is inside.
Yeah, never great offense when you have your big men taking long jump shots. Even if they're wide open, you can get something better than that.
And Destheim, ball on the ground. YU goes to get it. That's going to be a jump ball. Good hustle play there. A good poke and a good job diving on the ball by Kevin Boker. 2014 Yeshiva midway through the first half. It's going to stay here with the Dolphins.
Yeah, sometimes that second effort makes all the difference. Great initial knockout by Aloof, but then you see Boker getting on the ground. He's going to get dirty. He's going to get those balls, and I love that. That's what we need from our big men.
And Spencer leaves the game. He had a great set off the bench. The sophomore Delante back in the game. I mean, we've just seen sophomores and freshmen from the Dolphins. They're looking to see who's their offense, looking to see who's their future right now. And the coaches do as well. I mean, there's a lack of experience on this team, and maybe it showed a little bit in the first half of this first game.
Yeah, they only got 2 seniors even on the team. One of them is out tonight with an injury, and one of them is not really part of the rotation. So it's going to look, it's a young team, and they're going to learn throughout the season. This is a good early deficit they need to come back from.
Great pass cross court from Bryant to Flag, but that is no good. And YU with the ball. Halpert has it, guarded by Laventure. And Barr Loof with the ball. Barr now looking. Passes it into Hayon. Hayon is not even thinking about the jumper this time. Inside to Hode, wide open. Great pass from Katz to Hode. 22-14 Max.
Yeah, it's something that Katz has clearly been learning from the great Mike Berg, the center of years past, is to pass the ball from the inside.
Good defense there by Halpert, and he's yelling, someone help me out. He doesn't want that switch, but a good bucket by Delante. 22-16, 6-point Max lead. But you got to be impressed with the ball movement that the Max have shown, finding the open men on the cuts.
Yeah, and that's going to be key as we have another open man.
Aloof thinks about it, pass to Halpert. Halpert for 3, no good. Delante with the rebound. Halpert rushed that one just a bit as the ball was a bit low.
Yeah, a little bit of a better pass than that one's money. You got to make sure to hit the shooter in his hands.
Delante got the 2-pointer, no good, open from the foul line. He wanted that one, and Barr Loof now with the ball.
Yeah, I call that the old Baby J, and if a big man has that Baby J working for him, his game gets that much better. That one couldn't fall for Delante.
Aloof wide open for 3. Bang! Aloof with the 3. Lightens up the crowd. 25-16 Max.
Yeah, they are pushing a lead, and I love Aloof's aggressiveness on offense. Haven't seen the same on D, but his offense is leading the team right now, both taking to the lane and from shooting from the outside.
Hayon guarding number 4. That's a small man. Destheim. Wonder why they got Katz on the big man Delante. Destheim now guarded by Hayon. He's trying to get an ISO going. They're not giving it to him. Good defense there. That's going to be a blocking foul on Hayon. He doesn't like it. Coach Simons doesn't like it either, but that's 2 on him. You got to be careful with 8 minutes left in this first half. I would not be surprised if he took a seat.
Yeah, Michael Hayon is famous for drawing charges, and he stood big down there no matter who was coming down the lane, no matter how big or small you were. Hayon was not afraid to take some charges. He is a little bit quick to the ground sometimes also, though. I think as a big man this year who needs to avoid foul trouble, it's going to be important for him to sometimes stand on his feet, go up with 2 hands, and contest shots as much as try to draw those charges.
And 2 Hodes in the game now. Tyler Hode checked in for the first time, I should say, and Tal Guetta checked back in. We got Hode, Guetta, Katz, Halpert, a young team, but definitely a lot of talent on the court. Hode, good guard on Latunji, but Latunji shoots it right over him for the bucket. A good play there by Latunji, 25-18 Max. Guetta think about a 3 and set into the lane. Reverse, no good as he went right by Delante. He's got to get up and get back on D. He didn't like that shove, but it seemed inadvertent. Bryant now with the ball. Bryant inside, kicks the ball out to Flag. Almost went to Guetta's hand. Instead, Flag gets it back and goes right to the hoop for a bucket. And we are calling for a... That's going to be... the netting's getting caught. The Dolphins side thought it was a timeout by the Max. They're ready to get up and going. And Guetta thought he got shoved again. He wasn't happy about that. The ball came right into his hands as he wasn't expecting it. Flag wasn't expecting it.
But you know what? What you got to do there is you got to get back on defense. It's okay if you don't get the call. It's okay if you lose a possession on offense. But there's no excuse for not getting back on defense. And Guetta got caught there complaining a little bit too much. His guy was wide open, ended up getting the easy bucket at the hoop. And
now Tyler Hode is the point guard. He gives the ball up to his man Halpert. Inside to Hode. Back to Tyler. Tyler for 3. No good. That would have been a little Hode to Hode action. But instead... The Dolphins going back. Bryant with the ball guarded by Hode. Hode with some good defense there out to Delante. Thinks about a little jumper. Instead goes inside. Goes up with the left right. No good. Again with the right. No good. Katz with the rebound. Good rebound there by the big man. Blocking out the other big.
Yes, sir. And that's a good box out even against a bigger guy. Donnie Katz not afraid.
And Halpert in the lane. That one's good. A good pass there from Katz to Halpert. You gotta love to see this cutting and these passes by YU. It seems like all the backdoor cuts and all the side cuts are working tonight.
Yeah, Simon Halpert averaged 13 points a game last year. They're going to need even a little more out of him this year as he continues to improve on his game.
And they call deflection. No, that was not deflected. YU did not let that call, but the Dolphins have it back. Taylor now has it guarded by Hode. Taylor in the lane. Outside, wide open flag. Flag for three. Bang! He was wide open there as Tyler Hode just got beat by Taylor. 27-23 lead for the Macs.
Yeah, Taylor's done it multiple times now, using his speed to get to the lane, but then finding his teammates and helping others out as the YU defense is so focused on him that he's able to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now Cat's back inside, goes up with the right, thinks about a foul, and he gets it. That was a foul there on Delante. Delante saying I didn't touch him, but Cat's ended up on the floor. He's going to the line for two. Last time he was there, he went 1 of 2.
Yeah, you know, one great thing about Katz is, again, he is not afraid, and sometimes the refs will bail out the smaller guy, especially a kid with no fear. We saw it last year as a freshman. This year as a sophomore, he only has increased confidence, and we're loving the results so far. Down low, playing both on the offensive and defensive end, a very strong force.
You know, Tyler Hode looks a little bit off out there. I mean, he's running the plays. He's doing what he can. He just seems like he doesn't know his place yet. He didn't get any minutes last year. This is the first minutes he's getting in his career as Aloof is taking off Justin Hode. A good stint out there from Justin, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, you know, Tyler's one of the smaller guys on the team and probably one of the smaller guys in the league. Only about 5'11", 6 foot, depending on who you ask. But that's going to be important for him to play bigger than his size and to get accustomed to this offense.
Great rebound there by Guetta after Katz missed both. Guetta now in the lane, all the way to the hoop. It looked like he got hacked, and that's going to be a foul. And the coach doesn't like it, but you know what? That one's definitely a foul. It's going to be. This one's not going to be on Delante though. They're giving it to Latunji, and that's his first. Now Guetta to the line for two, where YU has struggled once again.
Yeah, and we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, but free throws are so important. These are the freebies. You know, if you can't hit these ones, it only gets tougher from here. So
Guetta misses the first there, and it seems like during free throws, neither team can put the ball in the hoop. 1 for 6 are the Dolphins. YU's not much better. I believe they're 2 for 7 now.
Yeah, and especially when it comes late in the game this year, when you're trying to close teams out, you need to hit your free throws.
And another miss there by Guetta. 2 more. That was 0 for 4 from the line in that possession for the Macs. You hate to see that if you're Coach Steinmetz. Hode guarding Taylor. Hode, a pick coming. Good defense there by the Macs, but Taylor gets right around him, and a good defensive play by Guetta getting in the way of that pass. Still 27-23, 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, Taylor definitely not the biggest guy. He looks just as big as Tyler, but he's definitely one of the quickest guys on the court, and YU needs to do a better job of keeping their feet in front of him. They seem to be looking at the ball too much and not enough at his waist.
Active hands there by Guetta, tipping the ball away, but Taylor gets the ball back. Halpert now has it. Halpert's now guarding Taylor. Taylor with the ball picked by Delante. Bryant from the side, he drives in on Aloof, nothing doing, ball tipped and picked up by Donnie Katz. Donnie Katz gets it out to Guetta, but the ball was out of bounds. I'm going to say deflected by the Dolphins.
Yeah, great D there by the Dolphins, off the miss, pressuring Donnie Katz, forcing him into a bad pass, but they did deflect the ball out of bounds, and now we see some full court pressure maybe.
And it seems like it's a fake full court pressure, if you will. They just kind of stand there and run back on D. Aloof now, yeah, exactly. Aloof now throws the ball right out of bounds as he was looking for Halpert. Halpert was thinking backdoor, and you know what? That's the offense they run. It's a very fluid. It's back screens and read. It's front screens and read. So sometimes that's going to happen, and that's okay. Coach Simons wants them to mesh. Still early in the season, and those turnovers are going to happen.
Yeah, but you want to get on the same page, especially with a shooter like that. You're able to create space by making good passes. You don't even need to run anything too crazy, just good ball movement.
Flag there, misses an open one, and ball rebounded by Guetta. Flag didn't even think he got fouled, and now a wide open Halpert for 3. No good, that's an air ball. He was open, he didn't like that one, and now Flag takes it back. Great steal by Hode, and they call a kick ball there. It did definitely hit his foot, but the question is, what did it hit before? Because as we know, if it hits your hand and then it hits your foot, that's good. That's allowed.
Correct. That would not be a kickball violation. A lot of people get confused. Some people think there needs to be a kicking motion. That is not true either. I'm going to kind of get rid of that myth. If the ball goes straight off your leg and the leg is broadly defined as anything below the waist, it could be a kickball. That time it seemed like it went off his leg straight on the dribble. I do agree with that call.
Christian Kopek now in the game, a 6'5" sophomore, as we see just freshmen and sophomores basically running this game for the Dolphins. Aloof now has it guarded by Bryant. Bryant, pull-up jumper, no good, air ball, and it's going to be out of bounds off. Ooh, That says off Katz, but didn't look that way. And Katz arguing his case, but to no avail. The Dolphins are going to keep it, but because of that air ball, only 17 left on the clock.
Yeah, shot clock does not reset. Needs to hit the rim for the shot clock to reset. Katz and Steinmetz both trying to argue their case, but something that you'll realize throughout the season, refs rarely change their call.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you got to say, hey, ref, you owe me one. You tell that, and the ref, sometimes the ref will say, you know what, you're right, and then maybe they'll help you out. Number 30, who just checked into the game, he shoots no good, but he gets his own rebound, takes it right out of Katz's hands, back to Bryant, and that's an offensive foul. A great play there by Guetta. Number 30, he's the smallest guy in the court. I mean, that's Ramon Savage. He is 5'10". He is the other senior we were talking about. He missed a shot and just took the ball right out of Katz's hand.
Yeah, you know, you saw when he had the ball, Yeshua, he had the original open shot and hesitated. He was not ready to shoot. He did not want to shoot. Ended up taking the shot. It was not very close, but he definitely hustled and got that ball back, although the possession did not end successfully.
That was Brian's second, so he's going to take a seat. Halpert now has the ball. Back to Guetta. Guetta, had Halpert open. Halpert's like, come on, give me the ball. Guetta inside, out to Aloof. Ball almost stolen, now on the ground. And another good play by Savage, getting on the ground and getting the ball. Latunji up for Taylor. Taylor guarded by Howard. A nice spin move, crafty move there by the point guard. 27-25, Max. They haven't scored in a while.
Yeah, no, and this lead is shrinking as we speak, only down to 2. A lot of bad passing and too many turnovers.
And the Macs don't look good. The Macs don't look good right now. They're looking a little bit sloppy. Too many turnovers. Dolphins are flying into the passing lanes. This is when you got to throw a nice backdoor. They now have seen what you're doing. They see the cuts. And now's a time where you just shake them a little bit and bake them backcourt.
Yeah, I like to see Coach Steinmetz take a timeout, regroup. He has not taken one yet this half. The guys could definitely use it. They seem a little bit out of sorts. This is when Coach Steinmetz needs to take his timeouts. That is one area of his coaching game that he definitely needs to get better at. He's a little bit too hesitant to take those timeouts. He ends up wasting them and burning them at the end of the game.
Yeah, so, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because, we know from years past, we've been in the booth for a long time at this point, but Coach Steinmetz does not like to call timeouts. It's a great great pass from Halpert inside to Aloof off the inbound. 2 points there for the Macs, and that was a great pass.
Yeah, sometimes the easy ones will jumpstart the offense. We'll see what happens now.
Yeah, Steinmetz is sometimes reluctant to take that timeout. Doesn't want to take the fluid motion out of the game. A back door now, a great back door, the dunk by Latunji. Oh, baby, did that man just get up.
Yeah, you see CSI rise off their feet. The bench is pumped up. That's their first dunk of the season here at the YU Max Athletic Center, and what a dunk it was.
But you got to remember, it's still only 2 points, and Katz comes back with a little layup of his own. That man can't dunk, but he can sure score.
Yeah, beautiful post move there. Gave a little shimmy to the right, finished with the left. There was no stopping that one.
Wow, Latunji just got up there. I mean, it was a backdoor play, and he just flew. Still thinking about that one. Taylor now with the ball guarded by Aloof.
Yeah, they're going to be running a lot of pick and roll, and we saw that in the beginning of this first half, and it's been working as he gets an easy 2.
Another great move there by Taylor. Halpert tries to draw the charge, and Taylor gives him a little euro and gets right around him. Yeah. Aloof to Katz. Katz not thinking about a 3, but gets the ball to Halpert. Halpert, an easy 2, no good. Tried to maybe like a little push shot with the one hand, no good there, and Taylor now going. Taylor spins, up with the right, no good, rebounded by Destime, and a foul on Guetta. That's going to be his second. Destime to the line for 2. 31-29 Max, 2:38 left in the half.
Yeah, and YU is approaching the penalty here, as that is their 6th foul. Next will be allowed to shoot, allow the Dolphins to shoot a 1-and-1. So they got to be a little bit more careful here with the last 2:38. But Yeshua, that comes off the offensive rebound. And if you box out, you get rid of those opportunities, it makes it much harder to score, as there seems to be something wrong with the free throw shooting. I can't explain it.
Yeah, Destine misses the first there, and he was upset at himself. I mean, the funny thing is, the Dolphins have only made 1 out of it now, 9 free throws, and they don't put anyone to get an offensive rebound. I don't really understand that logic either, as the second one is no good again, and there are 4 Max there and no Dolphins.
Yeah, when you see guys running back saying, I don't know what's up with my shot, that's always a bad sign. They're going to need to go back and practice these free throws, because this is getting embarrassing.
Katz to Halpert. Halpert for 3 from top. That one bounces in. Simcha Halpert with the 3-pointer with a little shooter's touch there. 34-29 Max.
Yes, sir. And when you put nice rotation on the ball, you'll get those lucky bounces sometimes. That's a home court roll.
Kopech shoots a 3, no good. That's the big man Kopech.
Yeah, that is definitely not his game. He's looked uncomfortable from the top of the key. You want your bigs a little bit lower.
Katz for 3. No good, in and out, and the crowd was ready to explode. Back-to-back threes from Halpert and Katz, and Katz is a little upset at himself about that one.
Yeah, the in and outs are always the toughest ones because you were right there at the cup, just couldn't get it to fall.
Taylor now with a little screen and roll. Taylor now trying to get around him. Outside shot. That is no good by number 2, Latunji. Good defense there by Hode to get out. And it's 1:40 left in this half. 34-29 Max.
Yeah, that's a perfect closeout by Hode. Did not touch him, but got his hand in his face. Excellent work.
And that's an offensive foul on Boker, and I saw it from here. I mean, he took both his arms and he extended them and shoved them, man. That's going to be an offensive foul. But they do not go to the line there because offensive fouls are not shooting fouls. Now they're going to talk about it. But I believe I'm correct, unless they changed the rules since last year ever.
No, you're sure you are correct. Offensive fouls will count as team fouls, but will not be shooting fouls, as opposed to loose ball fouls. And if it's a loose ball foul, that will be shooting foul. Good discussion there by the referees, but they got it right again. An offensive foul does not result in free throws.
And now that's number 4, Destime out of the game. Flag back in. Flag had that opening three-pointer, but has not found the basket since. 1:34 to go. Taylor bringing up the ball. He's had quite the first half.
Yeah, I honestly don't know why he hasn't gotten more minutes to start. I want the ball in his hands every possession. He's been able to create at will.
And Flag gets right around Boker, and Katz had to step up, and that left a wide open Kopech underneath. 2 points there for CSI. That was rough defense there by Boker.
Yeah, much better by Kopech there. That's his shot, not the three-pointer.
And Katz inside, a wide open Boker can hit. A great pass again by Katz, but Boker cannot connect. 1 minute to go in the half. The coach is telling everyone to slow down, running the play, and 34-31, 3-point lead for the Max.
Boker did a good job sealing there, but you got to finish that one. That's an easy one.
And Boker's going to call for another foul, and he wasn't even playing defense there. He's just throwing his hands. He's not moving his feet, and that's going to be a 1-and-1 now for Flag. I mean, he was 40 feet from the basket. You never want to foul out there.
Yeah, he wasn't even trying to go towards the hoop. He was trying to run his play, but Boker's got to get his hands out, not his hands forward. That time he got caught with his hand too far up Bragg's arm, and that's going to be a foul every time. Boker's looked slow moving his feet on defense. He's done a nice job rebounding and finishing around the hoop, but he's got to do better on sliding his feet if he's going to take smaller guys.
And there Flag goes. Flag hits that one. 2 for 11 now are the Dolphins, and on a 1-and-1 they still don't put anyone on the line. It must be some sort of coaching philosophy that they have, because otherwise it doesn't seem to make any more sense than me. And Flag hits both. I think that's the first time this game anyone's hit 2 free throws in a row, and now it's a 1-point lead for the Max. They've been leading the whole way, but you know what? CSI has been chipping away at the lead, and they're only down 1 now with 1 minute to go.
Yeah, well, again, for those of you who tuned in a little bit late, while you went up to 10-0 at the beginning, just 4 minutes into the game, it's been a much closer battle since then, as both teams have looked to get their
Aloof for 3, bang! Bar Aloof with a big 3 with Taylor right in his face, and a 4-point lead for the Max, 37-34.
And I'll say this as a defender, sometimes the lefty shot just confuses you a little bit. You're used to the righty shooting, you're used to guys going off their left foot, and the lefties do it all differently.
Good D there by Hode, as Hode was able to pop the ball on a pick and roll, and now Laventure thought that the shot was about to run out because of the fans. Taylor now in the lane. Taylor loses the ball up to Boker. Boker up to Halpert. Wide open for the layup. Count it. 39-33. A little 5-0 run there for the Max, and they're up 8 points now with 5 seconds left. Destime now. Destime all the way to the hoop. No good. Rebound by Laventure. No good, but a foul called. And the Racks are like, who's that one on? Laventure couldn't finish that follow. I mean, he can really get up there. He jumped over everyone, and that's going to be a foul on Barlouf. That's his second, and with 0.3 seconds left, you have Latunji. Sorry, that's Latunji at the line.
I actually went over and got the name correct. It's Latunji with a little G at the end. I'm not sure. I think you're thinking it's a little French. I don't believe it is.
Okay, I appreciate that. He's at the line for 2, and he hits the first, and 39-34 Max now. As I said, it was an 8-point lead before. I think they put on one too many buckets. 39-34, 5-point lead for the Max. 0.3 seconds left. And now they're putting people in, I guess, because if it's a miss, then it's just a tip opportunity. I guess I understand that. And now Latungi at the line. 39-34, 5-point lead for the Max. Second one up and good. 4-point lead for the Max, and that's going to be the end of the first half. That one's not going to count by Hode. And after one, the Yeshiva 39, The Dolphins 35.
Yeah, great first half of basketball. We will send it to a quick commercial break before we preview the second half.
And we're back here at the Max Stern Athletic Center. 39-35 Max. A 4-point lead going into halftime. It bloated as much as 10, but Max have been in control the entire way. Dolphins have been chipping at it the entire game. Max have held their ground whenever the Dolphins have gotten too close. But what have you liked from the Max thus far?
Yeah, the 3-point shooting has been there. Bar Aloof with 12 early first half points. Simcha Halber with 13. They've been doing a large portion of the scoring, a lot of it from the outside. Great ball movement, but two areas of concern so far, and I'll start with one. I'll let you take the second. Free throws have been abysmal. Shooting 1 for 7 is unacceptable. They need to fix that and get ready for the second half. Where if they do continue to have a lead, they're gonna need to ice the game with those free throws.
Yeah, on the other end, I guess you have to give credit there for the Dolphins, but also the Max have got to work on their defensive rebounding. The Dolphins have 11 offensive rebounds to the Max's 1. That's not going to cut it. You can't give them so many second chance opportunities. The Max are shooting over 50% from the field, but this is only a close game because the Dolphins keep getting chances and keep getting chances. One more thing I want to point out. Talk about the Max ball movement. Talk about them moving the ball to the right man. 16 assists on 17 field goals. That is what you want to see from Coach Steinmetz. That's exactly the offense he wants to run. You have Donnie Katz, a big man with 5 assists. That's Mike Bergesk. You'll love to see that. Bar Aloof, the point guard. Some questions about his point guarding skills coming in. He's answered them all with not only the points scored, the assists, the lack of turnovers. A great offensive game there by Aloof. And you got to like the way the Max are playing this far. I want to remind everyone, the Dolphins made the tournament last year, 21-7. They had an All-American who left, but this was a good team who recruits well, who is going to come out here playing strong. The Max are missing Capel. They're missing one of their best players. But and they've played quite the game thus far.
Yeah, and especially on the defensive end, a lot of good help defense. Although they aren't clearing the offensive glass, the Dolphins are missing a lot of shots, and some of them are a little too easy to be missing, but some of them are just great defense. We need an intensive defensive effort if they want to continue to win this game.
Yeah, and what do you look for in the second half if you're a Mac? What are you trying to do differently? What are you trying to do the same?
I want to keep guys in front of me, kind of Staten Island to run a little bit more. They're kind of getting to the basket a little too easily, and on offense, I want to hit the right man. So the assists are coming there, but also a few too many turnovers, meaning that sometimes the passes are being forced and not going to the right guy. Make sure to always find the right man.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, the Dolphins end, you got to keep crashing the glass. Give it to your big men. Work the ball inside. We've seen multiple occasions. We saw Latungi's big dunk. We saw other occasions where the Dolphins are just pounding the ball inside. That seems to be where their strength is. They're not putting the ball in the hoop so often, but they're crashing the boards. They got to continue to do that and continue to stay in the game. 20 seconds left until halftime. Benjamin, it was great being in the booth here with you in the second half, and we'll be back after a quick 15-second timeout and be ready for the second half. And we're back here at the Max Stern Athletic Center, second half, ready to begin. 39-35 Max. And warming up, I was wondering where Justin Hode was. Here he is, coming out a little bit late. Not sure what was going on there. Maybe we can get a sideline reporter to tell us what's happening with him. But he was a great defensive player in the first half. He did not score. Did he score a bucket? No, he did score a bucket. He had one. He was 1 for 2 from the field, but really great in the defensive end. We see the starting 5 back out there for the Max. If you're Hayo, you got to be careful. Don't pick up an early third foul, because Steinmetz is going to be cautious and sit you. And on the Dolphins end, keep pounding it inside. We talked about it. We didn't talk about Taylor a whole lot. He was phenomenal, and they got to keep running that pick and roll.
Yeah, did a tremendous job. He led the team with 4 assists. Creating for others was really the name of his game.
Hayon inside, looks for Guetta. Guetta wide open and up and in. Just like the first half started with the Max getting an easy bucket, so to the second half. 41-35 Max, just underway here in the second half.
Yeah, and that's already an improvement. It's clearly something when I was said to Hayon in the locker room. Did an excellent job there, not forcing up a fadeaway post move, but looking for his teammates. Another great pass. That's finding the right man, and that was an easy, sweet cut by Guetta there for the 2.
Deflected out of bounds by Halpert. Latungi, he was guarding Latungi out there. They tried to pull one out of the YU's books with Latungi going back door, but to no avail. A kickball now as Guetta kicks the inbounds pass, and it's going to stay with the Dolphins. Just a half minute in here.
That might be going back to his olden days back in Israel. He is an Israeli, born and raised, coming over here for college. Those soccer skills might take into effect when he kicks the ball.
Great defense there by Hayon. Ball inside to Taylor. Taylor kicks it back out. Brian open for 3. He thinks about it. Instead, back to Number 1 flag to Taylor. Taylor for 2. That one's good. A good shot there by Taylor, but great ball movement by the Dolphins, finding the open man.
Yeah, not settling for any contested shots. Really working the offense. They use the full shot clock there, and that's how you do it.
And Aloof passes the ball straight to the wrong team, right into Taylor's hands, and that ball tipped, but a foul on Greta, and that's his third. I believe that's his third as well.
Yep. Yeah, we had both Greta, Aloof, and Ione have 2 fouls in the first half, and now quickly going to the bench is Coach Steinmetz as the third foul is a little bit too early for Greta.
So the board says 2 fouls for Greta. We think it's 3. Steinmetz thinks it's 3. Now he's looking at the board, and now he's wondering, how many fouls do you have? 41-37 max, 4-point lead here early on, just a minute into the second half.
Yeah, no, I can remember him getting 2 fouls in that first half. Usually my memory doesn't fail me. I'm pretty confident that's a scoreboard mistake.
And Taylor now with the ball. Taylor has a bucket and a steal early on. He's been their best player by far. Now guarded by Huppert. Good pass in time to Latungi. Latungi goes up with it. No good. Delante with the rebound and puts it in. That's the big man, Delante. Donnie Katz has got to put a body on that big man and move him away from the inside. 41-39, Max.
And there we go again. Bad defensive rebound leading to an easy offensive rebound and a second.
Another steal by Taylor. He's just taking the ball right out of the YU player's hands. Flag now thinks about a layup. Instead takes it back out, and they're going to run the offense. A little half-court game now by the Dolphins. They were a little erratic on the fast break in the first half.
Yeah, interesting. He didn't attack there. He had numbers and he had a good lane to the hoop. Decided to pull it out, and a good defense by the Max.
Yeah, you know, you had a fast break, and instead you had Bryant taking a contested by 2-player floater. Hold for 3. Thinks about it. Doesn't take it inside to Katz. Katz outside to Halpert. Halpert thinks about a 3. Back to Aloof. A man open because 2 guys were on Aloof, but no one could find him. And now Halpert's open for 3. Not going to give it to him as Taylor is waiting for that one. It seems like it's a matchup zone man, and now 5 seconds left in the shot clock to Halpert, to Hode for 3 from the corner. No good. Rebound by Katz. Katz goes on and puts it in. Big man Donnie Katz, like what you see out there. That's an offensive rebound for him, and 2 points. 43-39, Max.
Yeah, no one found a body there. People were just crashing the offensive glass, and good things happen when you do that. Katz with the rebound and the easy 2.
Flag with the ball. Flag with the ball now. Passed to Latungi. To Taylor. Taylor looking. Pick by Delante. Taylor in the lane. Up. Great pass out to Bryant. Thinks about a 3. Instead gets inside. A little 2-pointer. Bank shot good. You know, he's got an interesting game, Taylor. He passed up on an open 3 for a contested bank shot, too. Aloof all the way to the hoop. And that's going to be a traveling violation. Coach Steinmetz doesn't like it. What do you think about that one, Benjamin?
Yeah, I don't think so. I thought he did a good job there with the hop step. Picked up his dribble just at the perfect moment there, but he missed the shot anyway. So I'm not sure it would have mattered that much. 17 minutes to go. 43-41. 2-point lead for the Max. It's going to be a tight one, it seems like. No team's looking like they had any quit in them. Yeah, this is a closer matchup than I initially expected. Looked like YU from the start had this game under wraps, but that seems not to be the case now as they get a steal.
And Aloof pass up to Halpert, a great pass back to Hayon. Halpert had a wide open layup, but I think he felt Bryant coming, and he's like, I should have shot that, and Coach Simon says you should have shot that, and I say you should have shot that.
Yeah, I think everyone in the stadium saying you should have shot that. When you have wide open layups, you should not pass those up, especially for the best scorer on this team. That one was too easy.
That's okay. You know, sometimes you feel the man coming. You got a little nervous. Shake that one off, Halpert. We're going to need you in this second half.
Yes, sir. And I'll be honest with you, sure. I still remember in 10th grade, I went a little too slowly on a fast break. I got the living life blocked out of me.
And a foul there on Hayon, and that's his third as well. And it'll be interesting to see if Steinmetz takes him out. 2 shots now coming for... That's Laventure just entered the game. It looked like he might have gotten the ball there too. You know, while you not happy with a lot of the calls tonight, you know, I'm not sure if the refs have been poor. I never want to say that. I think also the YU guys they like to argue the calls, so it's hard to really tell what's a foul, what's a not from up here. So I'm going to give it to the refs, tip my cap to them. They're calling a good game.
Yeah, just finishing my story. Once I had that block, you start to hear those footsteps a little bit loud. Sometimes I passed up shots I shouldn't have, but it's very key to be aggressive, especially as you said, Halpert's going to be needed for much of the second half.
Laventure with a chance to tie. Back door to Hode. Back to Halpert. 2 men on him. He's got to find the open man, and he kicks it back out to Halpert. Halpert doesn't see the 3. He kicks it cross court to Hode. Hode thinks about a 3. Instead goes inside, and he gets hammered there by Delante. 2 shots coming.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty clear foul, although Delante Delante was not happy with the call. Very interesting. Justin Hood is a very good three-point shooter. Has passed up on a number of threes where it seemed like he had enough space to get his shot off. Instead, decided to take it to the lane. Now he's away with 2 shots, where he is one of the best free throw shooters on this team.
You know, Hood's a very interesting story. I played him a lot in high school. He was my age. We were in rival schools. He was a scorer. He did everything. He did nothing but score. He would average 30 points a game. He was phenomenal, a three-point shooter, as you mentioned. And in his time in YU, he's really transformed. His defensive game has really improved. We've seen him now driving the ball, which is not something that he used to do, getting to the bucket. As he misses the first there, it's still 43-42 max. Second shot up and in. So now back to a 2-point lead as Laventure and Hode trade 1 for 2s.
Yeah, and as you said, that's important. That's something that goes out to this coaching staff here at YU. They need to develop young talent because they have so much overturn.
And they're going to call it over the back there on 11. I believe that's Spencer. Yeah, it is. He got some really quality minutes in the first half. Goes over the back there. Cats wanted the offensive. They didn't give it to him, but YU's going to get the ball back anyways.
Yeah, and that's a good box out. And that just goes to show you, even if you have a good box out, you don't need to get the rebound. So there are other ways that can happen. Either someone else will get that rebound, or you can get the foul called just like what happened there. You just need to do your job, and that's put a body and box out your man.
And now Halpert taking up the ball with Laventure, putting on a little full court pressure. Halpert has it, guarded by Latungi. Halpert now still looking. He sees Hode, can't get it to Hode. Boker checks into the game for Hayon, and Aloof all the way to the hoop and the bucket. Bar Aloof there with a great drive and finish with the right. He's a lefty, remember that, and he goes all the way on the right side of the finish.
Yeah, and he does a great job attacking the rim. Time and time again, he is not afraid.
That helped defense there by YU as Taylor just walked to the hoop and put it in. That was no defense to be seen.
Yeah, no, Aloof's move a little bit more impressive, but they both count for 2. YU cannot let him up such an easy bucket after getting one by themselves.
Boker inside, he's open. That's no good, but a foul there. That's a late foul call too, and the Dolphins don't like it. 2 shots coming for Kevin Boker, but he should have hit that one.
Yeah, I like the aggression, and the refs kind of bailed him out. That was an easy shot, definitely. But I do appreciate all of what Boker's doing down there. He's working hard. He sure, again, did not get a lot of minutes last year. A lot is being asked of him, especially with Hayon having 3 fouls. So let's see if he can hit some free throws from the line.
And you know what? Boker's a good player, but he seems a little timid out there. I know that was an aggressive play, but if he would have gone straight up with it as opposed to pumping, he would have had a bucket and a foul. Spencer was jumping at him, and instead he let the contact come to him first and then went up with it. I want to see him attack the hoop a little bit.
Yes, and I agree with that. Sometimes a shimmy or a spin or even a fake spin will create that separation. Kind of just standing still will definitely not fool your defender.
Boker up and in. That's 2 for 2. First time YU went 2 for 2 for the line. I mean, they came into half only hitting 1 free throw, 3 for 4 in this half, and now a 4-point lead for the Max. Hode out, Hode in. That's Tyler now in the game.
Yeah, he's a point guard. Not as much of a scorer, as much of a defensive and pass-first player, but he does a great job working the offense.
Great pass there by Taylor to Spencer. Saw the cutting big man, gave it to him. Katz with the foul, and Spencer to the line for 2 shots. Spencer's got 3 fouls, so he's got to be careful. If you pick up a 4th, you'll be looking at that bench for a long time.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than that. You're playing well, and things are going well for you. And we mentioned Spencer both in the first half and the second half, doing a great job around the rim, especially off those screen and rolls. It would be a shame for him to pick up an early foul here and have to sit most of the second half on
and
the
he
bench.
hits the free throw there. Free throw shooting seems to not be as big of an issue here in the second half. I wonder what the coach has told him in the locker room.
Yeah, you know, sometimes free throws are just about repeating the same motion over and again, and sometimes you get nervous and you short arm it or you alligator arm it, you don't follow through. It's just kind of getting back to the fundamentals of you've been working on this your entire life. These should be easy shots.
2 for 2 there by Spencer. He's going to take a seat. A good job hitting 2 from the line. So we had 1 for 2 back and forth. Now we have 2 for 2 back and forth. Spencer and Boker, the backup bigs, 48-46 max. Tyler Hode bringing up the ball. Passes to Halpert thinks about a 3. Now dribbles in. He's got someone open. A great pass from Katz to Boker. Boker goes out with it. He misses another easy one. That's not the first time tonight he's done that. And Taylor out running. Taylor all the way to the hoop. He goes up and he finishes. Tie ball game. 5 minutes in, and it's 48-48. Aloof now running. Aloof all the way to the hoop. Blocked there by Flag.
Yeah, good take by Aloof. He saw that the defense was a little bit slow to get back, celebrating that easy bucket by Taylor. He took it all the way himself, but he did get blocked right before he could finish.
We're seeing very aggressive help on Halpert as Katz ball gets knocked out of bounds. The ball gets blocked, but knocked out of bounds. Dolphins ball. If you're watching, when every one of the shooters catches the ball, 2 guys are running out. This wide open Max, but they just haven't been able to find him at the right times.
Yeah, it's got to be quicker
inside to Katz. Katz up, no good, and that was an easy one there for him as well.
Yeah, the YU bigs need to be a little bit stronger around the hoop if they want to finish.
You can feel that missing Mikey Berg. Laventure with the 2-pointer, that's good. And now it's 50-48. I can't remember the last time the Dolphins had a lead. I think it was never. I think this is their first lead of the ball game. But here we are, 6 minutes in, 50-48 Dolphins. Halper thinks about it and instead back to Hode. Hode wide open for 3. No good, short. Rebounded by Taylor. Taylor, ball gets thrown out of bounds, but Hode knocked Taylor. That's going to be a foul on Mr. Tyler Hode.
Yeah, that was a little overly aggressive crash, I'd say, after missing that wide open 3. And sometimes that's a frustration play as YU takes their first timeout of the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Steinmetz, you got to like what you're seeing, at least at the beginning of the first half. We saw some quality offensive chances, but they're not getting back in transition. They're not doing a good job stopping the point guard, Taylor, who's running all over the Max right now.
Yeah, and he was the key in this, kind of comeback in the first half, and he's been leading this team again in the second half. People just need to stay in front of this guy. He has not proven that he has an outside shot or even wants to take that outside shot. He's looking to go to the hoop every single time, and it's just about sliding your feet. And again, as a defender, for all of you younger kids out there, you want to focus on the waist. Don't get too caught up with the fancy ball movement. We know that he's got good handles, and that can confuse you going right to left. He can't go anywhere without his waist, and if you focus in on that waist, it's much easier to stay in front of him.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. He hasn't even attempted an outside shot yet. You got to force the big to take the outside shot. Sorry, the point guard. You got to force the man to show you he can shoot. Before you just, all YU's got to do, they're doubling the screen saying, oh, this is a shooter, get the ball out of his hands. Instead, lay back on the screens, go underneath the screens, and make him hit a couple jumpers in your big man's face. If he can do that, then we got a different story going.
Yeah, and that's something that they're going to have to work on, adapting to different strategies. Sometimes a coach teaches you one thing, and it's hard for you to change in the middle of the game. You've just been working on, you've been practicing, doing things one way, and that might be going over the screens. But as you said, Yoshua, that's a great point. If they went under these screens, they'd be already cutting him off out of the hoop.
Exactly, and it looked like both Halpert and Hayon are in a bit of pain out here. Hayon, we know, is dealing with back spasms. He was cringing on the sidelines. I know he has 3 fouls, so I imagine he's not out of the game for injury purposes, but it'll be interesting to monitor that the rest of the way. On the other end, Halpert getting talked to by the senior Mammon. I think he's the only senior on this team, aside from Gipsman, who was on the team just the first and last year, as a crazy alley-oop attempt missed, and a foul now on Guetta. That's his 4th. And Guetta's now going back to the bench. An attempt by Taylor to hit Latunji for a crazy slam, but he missed it, and Guetta got a loose ball foul. Guetta now going to leave the game again. Jordan Hode back in. 2 Hodes back into the game. Always love to see that.
Yeah, and this is something, that if I'm on the coaching staff that I want to cut out, and it's just this complaining that the YU guys have. Nothing seems to be a foul. They seem to be complaining about every call, and that's just not a good attitude to have.
Good defense there by Hode. Latunji back to Taylor. Taylor guarded by Tyler Hode. He steps through the screen, back to Latunji. Latunji goes up and misses an easy one. Tips it no good. Katz with the rebound. It looked like Katz almost tipped that one in. Tyler now with the ball, passes to Aloof. Aloof guarded by Taylor. Aloof running the offense to Katz. Katz thinks about Aloof instead back out to Hode. He has Tyler wide open underneath. Couldn't get it to him because Aloof was there. And Aloof now back out to start the offense again.
Yeah, if you don't get that initial pass, it's important to keep rolling through. Don't get settled down there. You're clogging up the lane, son.
And Katz now toughs it up, puts it in, no good, and that's going to be out of bounds. Max retaining possession. A good job there by Boker crashing the board, but not a good offensive possession there for the Max.
Yeah, you really don't want your big man taking fade away, throw up post moves, falling towards the baseline. You got to run better offense than that.
And there's just 2 stars in the game, Aloof and Katz. And they look a little discombobulated out there as Aloof now in the lane into Boker. Another easy one, and he hits this one. There we go. Kevin Boker ties up the game at 50 with 7 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, Aloof needs to get better at that, and that's something to monitor throughout the season. He's able to get in the lane. He's got that talent. It's what he does when he gets it. Does he only look for himself, or is he able to help his teammates get those easy 2s? Great pass there.
Good defense there by Aloof. Aloof Gets back out on Flag. Flag for three. That's way too strong. But Latumki tries to get the rebound. Katz gets it. Gives it back out to Aloof. A 1-on-3. But it looks like Aloof's running. Aloof now pulls out. Smart play by him. And now he's going to run the offense again. Aloof now in the lane. He's getting to lane out. Will puts it up with the right and in. And you got to love to see that. I mean, Bo Aloof last year was having a tough time going right. And this year, on multiple occasions, we've seen him go right and finish right.
Yeah, and I love that development of the right hand because if you're a real two-handed player, it makes the biggest difference. If you can only go one way, you can't compete on the college level.
And a great pass from Taylor inside, and Laventure missed it, and a late call again. I mean, this ref made a late call on Spencer on the other end against Boker, and now going to call a late call against Aloof. And you know, you got to always respect the ref. That's very important. But the ref also should be timely with his calls. Be confident, because if you hesitate, everyone's thinking you don't know the right call.
Yeah, and this is what I always felt when I had to referee games. The more you hesitate, the more room there is for doubt whether that was the right call or not. If you see something, blow the whistle and say something. There's nothing wrong with that. You are the eyes and ears down there, and we trust your opinion. But with those hesitations, that is a problem.
Justin Hode out, Simcha Halpert in. First shot good, second shot no good by Laventure, and now the Macs back up by 1. 8 minutes now into the second half. Laventure guarding Aloof. Aloof with the ball. Aloof looking. Aloof all the way to the lane. That's a foul. Now, we haven't mentioned this yet, but Yeshiva has 16 fouls. That means with 11:50 left, every foul for the rest of the way will put the Dolphins at the line.
Yeah, and they picked up some bad ones, whether it be, being over-aggressive on the offensive glass or some touch fouls or not sliding their feet on defense. And that's going to be a problem, Yeshua, because shooting free throws, I mean, the Dolphins haven't been good at it, but those are easy ones.
Halpert thinks about a three, now guarded by Bryant. Halpert in the lane, out to Hode. Hode back to Halpert. Halpert again fakes it. Back to Aloof. Aloof now running the offense. Aloof into Katz. Katz looking, tries to get inside to Halpert. He does. Halpert goes up with it. He thought he got fouled. No call, and a bump foul on Halpert. And now Flag is going to the line for a 1-and-1. Just as we mentioned, it's going to be a rough ride the entire rest of the way if the Macs keep fouling. That's only Halpert's second, but the 7th team foul.
Yeah, and again, that's another bad foul, Yeshua. I think that's number 4 or 5 of the half. You're not even fouling a guy who's going to the hoop or has a good shot. You're fouling a guy who's 60 feet away from the basket. That's just not good defense. You got to get back, hustle back, stop the fast break, and make them run some offense.
1-and-1 attempt. Flag hits the first. Very important if you're going to the free throw line the rest of the way that you hit your free throws. Flag at the line, showing him how it's done. Tie game 52-52.
Yeah, and we mentioned this in the first half, a bold strategy by the CSI to not put any guys on the line, especially because they've dominated the offensive glass. I would want guys there trying to get some offensive rebounds with the smaller YU squad. They have not done that so far.
Hayon inside. Hayon goes. A great fake. Up and in. That's a big man move by Mike Hayon. A nice little crafty spin. YU Max back up 54-53. Approaching the midway point here in the in the second half. This is quite the ball game.
Yeah, Kopek's a little bit smaller than him. Way to go, Hayon. Way to be patient with the move.
Great deflection there by Halpert. Ball back out to Aloof. Sorry, that was Hayon with the deflection. Boker inside, back to Aloof. Aloof for three. No good. Tyler Ho with the rebound, but staying here. A foul on the big man Kopek. Hayon likes what he's seeing. He's come off the bench and immediately giving YU what they needed. Some big bodies down low. A big man move before, and here drawing the loose ball foul.
Yeah, way to crash the offensive glass, and now you see the CSI is responding.
And Hayon got an easy one up and in. They wanted a sub. The sub wasn't called for. Kopek was never on Hayon, and the Macs just like that are up by 3.
Yeah, important to note that the substitutions are done by the referees. They have to let the sub in, not by the scorer's table. So just because you're over there does not mean the sub is allowed in, and you got to keep playing whether that sub comes in or not. That was some lapsadaisical defense.
Yeah, it wasn't even defense. I mean, Kopek's at the scorer's table. He's ready to step off, and the ref blows his whistle. He thinks, oh, okay, subs are coming. Instead, it's a Mike Hayon bucket, and then a timeout called by the Dolphins. You got to be upset giving away free points. It's a 1-point game. You're playing good defense this half, and just like that, the Macs now back up by 3. 10:41 to go. We know that the stream does not have a time check, so we will continue to make sure we give you time updates. 10:41 to go in the second half, 56-53. That was a 20-second timeout, so players could not sit, and they're back out. A lot of love for one of the rabbis at YU. You see the fans giving him a little chant. And the rabbi's going to sit with his students and fellow fans. And now Taylor with the ball, starting back up the offense. For the Max, we got Hode, that's Tyler. We got Boker, we got Hayon, Aloof, and Halpert. Bryant into the game. Bryant tries to pass it to Delante, couldn't make a play, but an even better play by Hayon. Hayon, Aloof all the way to the court for Halpert. Bang! An incredible pass across the court, halfway towards the court. Halpert knocks down the triple, and just like that, YU doubled their lead, 59-53.
This kid's been eating some carrots. That was great court vision there, finding the open three-pointer in the corner. Halpert will hit that every time.
Flag missed it. Rebound by Latungi. Taylor now gets it, guarded by Hode. Hode, Taylor. Taylor spins, back out, wide open three by Bryant. He hasn't been taking those all game. A little two-pointer now, no good. Rebound by Hayon, ball given to Aloof. I mean, you gotta be surprised in a positive way the way Aloof's been passing the ball.
Yeah, and he's done a great job at the point guard role. They decided to move Greta over to the 2 and have him be the main ball handler, and he has responded.
A two-pointer there by Hayon, no good. And you see Simons yelling at Hayon, don't do that. Taylor now all the way to the hoop, no good. Good, no foul by Hayon, but Latungi puts it back in with like an almost jam. I mean, he got up there and the ball just kind of came out.
Yeah, he was up there at the rim.
A great pass there from Aloof to Hayon, count it, and the foul, and Hayon is loving what he's seeing. That's a big man doing work off the feed from the point guard Aloof.
And that is what big men should be doing. He's got to make his presence known down there in the paint. Stop shooting these long jump shots. As we know, that is the worst shot in basketball statistically. Those are bad offenses when you're ending up with long jump shots, even if they're wide open. He thrives around the rim. We've seen some great post moves here in the second half. There, Aloof again creating for his teammates. He's in the lane. He's distributing. He is finding. That's too easy.
And Hayon hits the free throw. He's had trouble through his first 2 years with free throws, but a great play there by Hayon, knocking down the free throw. 7-point lead, 62-55 max, 9 minutes to go, and Hayon's going to take a quick break as he's got foul trouble. Steinman's going to talk to him a little bit about these jumpers that he's taken, but you know what? He's had an impact as well. We're seeing guys step up for the Max like we have not seen in years past.
Yeah, and Yeshiva, just to mention it, we are now at the 7. Both teams are going to be in the penalty going away. Both will be shooting 1-on-1s on the next foul.
And that will be Tyler Hode. Tyler Hode, an excellent free throw shooter. Now, let's discuss briefly what happened there. Latungi goes in the lane. Great defense there. Combination of Halpert and Katz. Hands up, straight up. Good tip out by Boker, and then Hode gets the ball. This is team basketball, team defense, team rebounding, and really team scoring. I mean, you have Halpert, you have Aloof scoring the ball, but everyone's chipping in.
Yeah, especially in the second half, and that's what happens when they're keying in on a few certain guys. As we said, this needs to be a team effort. Way to distribute, way to continue to find the open man and let other people step up.
It's funny because I feel like whatever we've been saying in the pregame, someone was listening. We were even running a stream on the pregame, but someone must have heard as an important 1-on-1 hit there, the front end by Tyler Hode, 8-point lead for the Max, and they've really bloated this lead.
Yeah, and I'll say this, when you miss the front end of a 1-on-1, it's just as bad as a turnover. You got to hit your free throws.
And Hode hits both. It's really demoralizing. You get to the line, a 1-on-1, opportunity for 3 points, and you miss the front end. That is demoralizing. That could be a momentum shifter. 2 points in the line is huge. And Latungi backdoor, and he loses the ball. YU gets the ball back. 64-55 YU. We're under 9 left to play, and a timeout again now by the Dolphins. That's going to be a full timeout, and the Max fans on their feet tonight as they're loving what they're seeing from Bar Aloof & Co.
Yeah, it's a 9-point lead now, and YU has done an excellent job over the past few minutes, both on the offensive and defensive end. They've avoided the fouls. They've made the Dolphins try to beat them out of the half court, and they have not been able to do it.
Yeah, you really got to appreciate the player development on the Yeshiva University side. You have Hayon, Guetta, Donnie Katz. I mean, these guys came in playing minimal time their first year or 2 years at YU, and this year they've come in and played hard and played really well. Bar Aloof, another guy. He came in last year. Everyone knew he had the talent, but he was a little erratic. He was taking bad shots. He was throwing the ball around. This year he looks sharp. He looks like he knows what he's doing out there. And Benjamin, he's quite the point guard.
Yeah, and this is very positive signs. And again, this is just the first game of the season. It's a non-conference game, so you want to be learning and figuring out your team as much as you want to be winning. And we've figured out a lot of good things here. Aloof looks like he's more than capable of running the point, and he might even be the second or first best scorer on this team. Halpert needs to do a little bit more, I think. You know, he had those 13 first half points, but the second half he's been very quiet, and he hasn't done much besides shooting. I want to see him take it to the lane a little bit more and try to create for others because they do respect that shot so much.
And you know, that's the best thing about a shooter is you don't even have to shoot to have an impact. You see a guy like Halpert, he had a great first half. Everyone realized he's a great shooter, and now they're doubling him when he gets the ball. So now all he's got to do is let his teammates do the work. Put himself in a position where he can score, get the double team, and then let go. Cat's inside. Cat's looking for Halpert. Halpert for three. Bang! That's a 12-point lead for YU. 67-55 match. Halpert listening to your cry and hitting a big three.
Yeah, he held up that follow through a little bit longer that time, letting everyone know that he loved that shot.
Latungi for two. That's good. Latungi's been very strong for them. A nice mid-range jumper for him. Back to 10. 8 minutes to go in this ball game.
Yeah, and a very athletic player who's done a good job taking it to the lane. Now showing off a little bit of touch from the outside. If he continues to get open looks, he will take them.
And Ho thought he got fouled, but no. Taylor now with the rebound. Taylor out to Latungi, back to Taylor. Blocked by Broker. Now Katz with the rebound. Katz tries to get it to Halpert. A great play by Halpert, getting it there. Back to Aloof from the corner, and Aloof's going to work it out. He's got Halpert open. Someone's got to find Halpert. Instead, Aloof goes all the way to the hoop, and he gets fouled. Nope, no sir. And Bryant now has the ball. Bryant all the way up, and that's good. A bad sequence there by YU. They had almost a 4-on-1, couldn't convert, and 2 points on the other end for the Dolphins. A 4-0 swing there, 67-59.
Yeah, on the fast break, you want to run in your lane. Usually the ball handler takes the middle, and you have guys on the wing either spotting up or taking it to the hoop. They didn't have anything there. A bunch of guys in the same spot, couldn't find the open guy, and that's a problem.
And Halpert's yelling, I need someone, and Gueda's just going to run into the game for him. And nope, never mind. Gueda's going to go into the game for Tyler Hode. And now we have no Hodes in the game. Hayon, Katz, Aloof, Gueda, Halpert.
Yeah, they should have
5 in for YU.
They should have a little Hode tracker on the bottom of the screen there. That would have been important last year and this year.
Yeah.
But this is the starting lineup, and let's see if they can close out this game with an 8-point lead. Just over 7 minutes left.
Flag with the ball guarded by Gueda. Destime now guarded by Hayon. Switch, Cat's out on him, Destime shot, bounces around the glass, no good, and a foul, staying here they call it. Who's that one going to be on? It said it's on Aloof.
But that's a bad foul, Yeshua. Again, that's off ball, not on a guy who's attacking the rim or even close to scoring, but now he's going to get free throws, and that's Spencer at the line now. He's been good from the line. Not a great foul. You got to box out. I can't stress it enough on the defensive glass. YU has clearly shown that this is not an area of strength, and they have not been able to cover it up very well as they are getting beaten time and time again.
And now it's a foul on Halpert, his third. Not too concerning here with only 7 minutes to go, but he's going to take a break. I mean, we saw him calling for the coach, saying, I need a break, and maybe that's why he didn't do a good job blocking out. Justin Hode back in the game. Get your Hode tracker on.
Yeah, if I can kind of give an injury report just from the naked eye, it looks like he's has some cramps. And he kind of held his abdomen earlier and kind of coming off and going straight to that training staff to get looked at for. It looked like cramps. So he should be back in soon. Those can be a little bit uncomfortable and can throw off his shot.
Yeah, in high school I definitely suffered from bad cramping, and a nice little shooter's touch there by Spencer, but hitting both. And just like that, Lee went from 12 back to 6. 7 minutes to go. Max with the ball. Aloof guarded by Destime, gives the ball to Hode. Hode guarded by Taylor. Hode gets a little bump there, back to Gueda. Gueda gets fouled there by Savage. Savage is the only senior playing tonight, and Gueda going to the line now for 1-and-1. Very important. We talked about this. Bad possession of offense for YU. They get the opportunity now to get some free points out of it. You got to be good from the line, especially late in the game.
Yeah, we saw Spencer convert on one end. Now it's up to Gueda to convert on this end. Free throw shooting was a problem in the first half. Let's see if it's going to get better.
And Gueda misses that one, and he's not happy with himself. Taylor now back with the ball, guarded by Aloof. Taylor has it, thinks about it too. He hasn't taken one of those yet. Destime now getting in the lane, guarded by Hode. Flag inside. That's good. A great play there by Flag over Gueda and Hayon. Big time play by the big man. And 67-63. Chip. 4-point lead for the Max.
Great job absorbing the contact, expecting the contact, and being able to finish it regardless.
Cat's all the way to the hoop, and that's a foul. And you're going to see, the coach is not happy. He's saying, ref, you weren't in position to make that call. But guess what? Guess whose call matters? Yep, that guy, the guy in the striped shirt.
Yeah, they kind of look like zebras sometimes when they're running down the court, but they have the ultimate word. He saw a foul. Donnie Cat's now at the line, and that's a shooting one. So even though they're in the bonus shooting 1-on-1s, this will be 2 shots. And actually, looking into the future, it's going to always be 2 shots, as this is going to be, the next foul will be the 10th foul for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and you talk about the refs running like zebras. I don't know if you saw that clip from the high school football game of the ref running a 4-2-40 in the middle of a play. I mean, he beat the play down the field. That was great to see as Cats hits the first.
Yeah, I ran the 40 once, Yoshua. I was clocked in at a 4.8 and then 5.2. I like to tell people I run a 4.8, but a 4.2 is really fast. I mean, that is NFL speed right there. And yeah, that referee is something to watch. He might be just as fun as a high school football game.
Absolutely, and Hode goes to the bench. Hode tracker off. And Halpert back in the game as Katz misses it. 5-point lead for the Max, 68-63, 6.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, hit the first there, so that's a split. Not a bad result for the YU Max.
Taylor inside. Taylor loses the ball. Aloof gets it. Spencer gets the ball back. Out to Destime for 3. No good. Too strong. Taylor gets it. He tries to put it back up. No good. And he grabs Halpert on the way down. That's going to be a foul. And now he pushes him. That's a technical foul. That's a technical foul. Yeah, he pushed him again. He just pushed another player. And that's not good. That's not good if you're Taylor. That's a technical foul on Taylor and a personal foul. That means that you have 4 free throws coming for the Max. And if you're the refs, you got to kick this guy. Are they kicking him out? Taylor's getting yelled at by his coach, and he's getting yelled at by his senior. They're telling him, calm down, man, calm down. We're getting this all sorted out right now. 68-63. Max have the lead, 6 minutes to go. A trip by Taylor on the ground. He didn't like a no call, and then he got up and pushed Halpert after the foul getting called on him.
Yeah, and that's not a smart play, especially so late in the game. Those can be some costly free throws. He seemed just a little bit out of control. And he was unhappy that he missed. He was looking for a foul call. And now he's going to punish himself and his team by allowing YU to really blow this lead open as the refs have a quick discussion about who should be shooting free throws. And
everyone saw the ref blow the whistle and give him a technical foul. So I've got to see someone call a tech on Taylor. I mean, he shoved 2 Max. They're first sorting out who's the shooter. Taylor, we know Halpert's the shooter. He's going to go to the line for 2 because of 10 team fouls.
Yes.
They call double tech now. Oh, Steinmetz is livid right now. They call double tech. They say Halpert pushed him back. I saw Taylor push 2 guys. I saw no Mac push anybody else. That is a bad call, and Steinmetz is not happy. The refs aren't happy. I only saw 1 point. The ref blew the whistle and only called a technical foul on Taylor, and they got together and changed that call.
Yeah, and just for all you fans out there, on the double technical, there are no free throws shot. On one technical, a team is awarded free throws, but on double technical, you do not get any free throws. So they each pick up that personal and the technical free throw, and if they get one more, they are automatically ejected from the game. So they're going to need to be careful.
So we're trying to get this all figured out because I think Halpert should still be going to the line for 2 shots. That makes sense.
Right, because the personal foul happened before the double technical, and that
so Halpert's going to the line now for 2. And I want to give a big shout out to our dear friend Daniel Rosenbaum, watching the game from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He's one of our good friends from the summer, a great basketball fan, knows his game. He's been giving us commentary the whole time. Daniel, thanks for watching. Most people know him as Rosie, though.
Yes, Rosie is a dear friend and definitely a basketball connoisseur. He'll watch anything from the NBA level down to the G League, and even out here watching some college basketball, YU hoops. Gotta love that dedication and love for the game, as the refs seem to still be figuring this one out. Again, if you are watching, send us a shout out. We'll love to give you guys some airtime. The more fans, the merrier on the broadcast. If you're not able to be here in this electric atmosphere, there's no better way to watch the game.
So now it's interesting because Halpert had 3 fouls, but because of this double tech, in college a tech is also a personal. So now I believe Halpert has 4 fouls. And he's going to the line for 2 shots. I mean, that sequence of events seemed to hurt the Max when Taylor was out of line.
Yeah,
you hate to see that if you're a Max fan. You see Coach Steinmetz is just not happy. I mean, he wants an explanation. He wants someone telling him why his player was given a tech, and he wants someone telling him why Taylor, who pushed 2 guys, no retaliation, is still in the game.
Yeah, and it seems like the refs are still trying to figure this one out.
He's calling for a 1-and-1. It's not a 1-and-1 because there are 10 team fouls. The refs have got to figure this one out. It's taken a bit too long. I feel like we've got it up here in the booth. And number 4, desk time out of the game. Savage back in. He's a senior. He's a guard. He's just there for, team spirit, moral support, making sure that the team is in line, especially after that last little debacle.
Yeah, and the refs are still figuring it out. It seems like we are starting to have some resolution coming about.
Yeah, and now Halpert. Yep, Halpert now has 4 fouls.
Okay, so they did give him that individual foul, as you said,
right.
College game. Get that personal.
So yeah, now they're making the announcement. They're calling a 1-and-1, but this should be 2 shots. This should be 2 shots. I'm not sure what is going on. This cannot be a 1-and-1. As he hits the first, anyways, it doesn't matter. But I mean, the ref's got to look up at the hoop, look up at the scoreboard. 10 fouls, 10 fouls. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, that's an easy call there for the referees. Maybe the easiest one of the night, and they still seem to have gotten the wrong call. But he hit the first anyway, so it is a moot point.
He hits both. A great shooter there. And Halpert's now going to take a seat. I'm not sure if that's the cramps, but I can definitely tell you it's because he has 4 fouls, and they're going to need him late in the game. And now the fans are going to get on this guy. The fans are definitely going to get on this guy. Savage for 3. That one's no good. Rebounded by Katz. And a good play by Katz picking up the ball because that would have been a travel. Instead, he lets Aloof get it, and now Aloof has the ball.
Yeah, you can't touch it, but you are allowed to box that other guy's trying to come for it. He did a good job there letting Aloof come and take it easily.
Aloof almost gets the ball stolen. Instead, gets the ball to Hode. Hode, who just checked in to the game for Halpert. Now, YU's offense looks a little discombobulated out there. Ball Aloof, back to Katz. Katz for 3. No good hit, missed everything. Shot clock winding down, but Taylor now gets the ball. Savage now has it, back to Latungi. Latungi is a high flyer. We've seen it on multiple occasions. Taylor has the ball. He's hearing it from the fans now. Savage now with it. Savage all the way to the hoop. No good, but a foul. That's going to be a bump on Katz. That's on the block. 2 shots coming for Savage. I want to just give everyone a quick score check in case someone has forgotten. 70-63 max. 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and these are 2 big free throws here. 7-point game is a 3-possession game. Even if you hit 3s, it's very hard to score 7 points with only 2 shots. So if you hit one of these, it's down to 2-possession game, which is crucial as we move towards the end of this game.
Savage hits the first. A little shooter's touch there. We've seen that on multiple occasions on free throws. Neither team really laying them in easy, but sometimes takes a tough one to get going. Hode now goes to the bench. Halpert now in the game.
Yeah, interesting they went with Tyler there instead of Justin. To replace Simcha, I thought they'd want to go shooting for shooting. Instead, they went with the more fundamental or pass-first player. The offense did not look very good last possession.
Yeah, and now the second one missed by Savage. Savage tried getting that steal, but to no avail, and now Aloof going to take the ball up. Gives the ball to Halpert, guarded by Latungi. Inside to Katz. Katz looking. Katz sees a man. Katz finds a man. Outside to Aloof. Aloof for 3. Bang! Ball Aloof! A big 3-pointer! And the lead loads to 9. 73-64 max.
Yeah, that's a humongous shot by Bar Aloof. This kid has taken the captain's role very seriously as he has put the team on his back.
And a great deflection there by Katz as Spencer had great position inside. Out of bounds. Dolphins keeping the ball, and a timeout now by the Dolphins. Benjamin, this has been quite the second half. 73-64. Max have the lead. 4:41 to go. Timeout here by the Dolphins. Early on, it looked like the Dolphins were getting back in this game, taking control. But later in this game, the Max are showing why they are the home team, why they are trying to be the better team here in this home opener.
Yeah, and I've loved what they've been doing on offense. That second possession, once Sinclair came back in, as you were saying, he doesn't need to shoot to create sometimes. He started that off by throwing a good entry pass to Katz, who's always looking, and you see that carryover generation of big men of YU. Passing from the down low block is such a valuable skill. I know that we used to love to do that back when we played high school basketball together. It is so much harder to defend. The ball does not need to travel a long area, and you're usually catching in a good position to score.
Yeah, and you got to give Katz a lot of credit. I don't know if Mike Berg's practicing with this team. I'm not sure if Donnie Katz is just a reincarnation of Mike Berg. I don't know what's going on, but this guy has eyes in the back of his head, and he showed that he can really pass the ball tonight.
Yeah, I used to think of myself as a reincarnation of some famous basketball players. I don't think the talent ended up coming through, but sometimes I still get the call.
Yeah, it's weird. I never really thought of you as a reincarnation of anybody, but I'm glad you gave yourself that confidence.
Yeah, something that helps. You put yourself in someone else's shoes, make me like the great Bill Russell, or Bill Russell's alive.
Bill Russell.
He doesn't really work, but one of the greats who isn't with us anymore.
All right, we're back to basketball. Savage now guarded by Aloof. Now we have Guetta now on defense. Taylor now with the ball. Taylor into Latungi. Latungi goes up and in. A great play there by the lanky, high-flying Latungi. 73-66 Max.
Yeah, Hayone and Katz were there, but to no avail. Latungi was too high up for them to do anything about it.
Katz with the ball now. Katz looking. Katz getting guarded. Gives the ball out to Tyler Hode, who entered the game for Halpert. Hode in the lane. Hode goes up with it, and that's a foul. A good play there by Hode, feeling the contact and just going right up with it. He's got 2 shots coming, and as we said before, he's an excellent free throw shooter.
Yeah, I don't think he had any chance of scoring with that one, but he did a great job of feeling that contact and did go over there to get the 2 shots, although any foul at this point would be worth 2 shots. So an excellent job there getting to the lane and creating the opportunity.
That is a high basketball IQ from a high basketball IQ family. Hode first one up and in. This guy is a good free throw shooter. You put him at the line, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, and that's important. Again, as we approach the end of this game, free throws are going to play such an important role. YU has been there before. We had some games last year, Yeshua, where it was a close game, and free throws were the deciding factor. Missing them either by the away team or hitting them and icing the game. So let's see 2 shots here. Tyler, listening to what I'm saying from the booth.
75-66 Max. Now 4 minutes to go. Taylor back to Flag. Flag guarded by Guetta. A great pass in and a great finish there by Latungi. I mean, he just jumps over everyone when that man's open. Great pass there from Flag. Back to a 7-point game.
Yeah, everyone had their eyes on the right side of the court, but the action was really on the left side as the cutter was wide open.
Oh, Guetta had an open 3 and gives the ball back to Hayone. Cuts in the lane, missed him. You have Katz open, missed him. Aloof now in the lane. Aloof looking. He gives the ball back to Hayone. Hayone looking, gives it to Aloof. Too many missed open men there for YU. They ran a good set, but couldn't find a bucket. Aloof now with the ball. Aloof with the right. Step back jumper. Great block there by Taylor, and he's off and running.
Yeah, Aloof trying to force the issue. Not a great take.
Latungi open 2, no good. He's hit some contested jumpers. That one was wide open, but could not fall. Yeah. Just over 3 minutes to play. 75-68 Max.
Yeah, also don't love the decision making there.
And a timeout now by the Max. You hear Steinmetz yelling it. You hear Aloof yelling it. And the ref finally gives him the call. That's going to be a 20-second. It seems like it's a full because everyone's sitting. Nope, no, he's like, everyone get up. 20-second timeout. 75-68. 3:10 left. But, you talked a lot about free throws. What does YU got to do on the defensive end to make sure that the Dolphins don't get too many easy buckets and they hold on to this lead?
Yeah, they got to understand that the Dolphins are going to be looking for the 3-pointer. So you want to guard the line very closely.
They haven't shot a lot of threes, by the way, tonight. They've shot very few threes.
Yeah, no, and that's not only a strength of their game, but also your show is not to foul. Don't make it easy for them. Make them have to finish around you. Make them have to take the tough contested shots. Go straight up and clear the defensive glass. Giving them offensive rebounds is the way that they will get back into this game.
Max have the ball. Halpert back in. Hode out. It seems like it's an offense-defense situation. Whenever they can get Halpert out for a defensive set, they will do so.
Yeah, don't want him to pick up any more fouls. He's already at 4, and he's their best scorer. So the longer he's in the game, and especially on the offensive end, the better the result for the Max.
Absolutely, and he's also an excellent free throw shooter. So both reasons why he needs to be in the game late. But at some point, you got to just let the man play. 3 minutes to go. And Hayone with the ball. He's telling him to slow down, but they got to run some offense right now. And Hayone inside, he goes all the way up with it, and he gets stuffed by Spencer. Flag now. Flag inside to Latungi. Latungi misses the layup, rebounded by Guetta, and a foul by Latungi. Guetta now going to the line for 2 fouls, but you saw Hayone, he put his head down. He looks like he's in pain. He might have a little bit of a nosebleed, but he put his head down there, and he had a wide open man underneath. Missed him. Latungi with the foul, that's his 3rd. Guetta going to the line for 2 more. We talk about it all the time, free throws. 2 more now coming for the Max.
Yeah, and it looks like Hayone's going to be coming out after the first. You know what? I did not like that take. Without a jump shot, the defender was playing right off him and was waiting for him at the hoop, and he just ran into him like a bull following those red flags. He had no idea what he was doing, and he got stuffed badly.
Guetta hits the first. He's happy with himself. Hayone taking a seat. Now, you take it's late in the possession. Shot clock's winding down. I get it. You just ramble into the lane, hope to get a foul call. But you saw him just holding the ball for 10 seconds previously, telling him to slow down. You don't slow down. You got to run the offense. This game isn't over yet. You're not just holding this one out. As another 2 for 2 for YU. Late in the game free throws, A+ so far. 77-68 Max. We're under 3. and they call a blocking foul on Guetta, and that will be all from him. Spencer got in the lane. Guetta tried to get there, and that will be all for him. A good game for him. Got into some foul trouble. 2 shots now coming for Spencer.
Yeah, that's a first game for Tal Greta with a lot to improve on the defensive end. Just too many bad fouls. Guys who are away from the hoop. There, I like it. That's actually a good foul. Trying to step in, draw the charge. He wasn't going to be able to contest that shot up at the rim, so that was a good way to sneak under and try to draw the charge. But he had those 2 early fouls. The one at the beginning of the second half where he bumped a guy so far away from the hoop, wasn't even looking there, and now he's on the bench because of it.
Spencer misses the first, and while you're hitting the free throws on one end, the Dolphins on the other are not. And yeah, you're right. A tough game. A couple foul calls he didn't like. Whether you liked them or you didn't like them, that's not for us to decide. But he did a really good job when he was in the game, playing defense, cutting in the right places, being in the right places, making those layups. And another miss there by Spencer. 2 big misses from a guy who's been hitting all game, and we're still at 77-68. Max, they're going to run some clock. Now a double team coming from the Dolphins. Ball out to Halpert. Halpert thinks about a 3 and seconds the ball back out to Hode. Hode guarded by Taylor. Taylor looking, reaching. Nope, nothing doing there. Ball out to Boker. Inside to Aloof, and Aloof guarded by Laventure. Aloof inside to Boker, puts it up and a block there by Taylor. Great block from behind, and Halpert almost fouled, and he's like, no sir, I can't do that. Flag wide open for 3. No good. It's short. Rebound by Spencer, and he puts that one up and in. 7-point game now. 77-70. With Hayone out of the game, Spencer gets an offensive board, and he puts that one up and in. 2:11 left to play. Max up by 7.
Yeah, and sure, what did I say? They gotta clear the defensive glass. That one was way too easy, and that's how if you watch a lot of these more professional basketball teams, a lot of their easy buckets and the easiest buckets you'll get are from second chance opportunities. Even if you don't get that initial take, you pass the ball around. The defense is out of position. Guys might have been looking to score on the offensive end or run the fast break. Guys have lost their men on the offensive glass, and then you have these easy wide open looks. 7-point game, and with 2:11 left, there's a lot of time to be played. Definitely no more holding the ball.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, you got a 7-point game, 2 minutes left. Wahyu has the ball. On one end you want to use clock because clock is to your advantage. Run the clock, but at the same time, run the offense. I mean, you can't just run the clock and not play offense because you only have 30 seconds. Again, you can't run out the clock. This isn't like Yeshiva League basketball. For those of you who don't know, Yeshiva League basketball does not have a shot clock. So now you just literally hold on to the ball. Also, we're watching the Dolphins do a lot more double teaming, which means that if no one's on you, get under the hoop. Sit under the hoop and get yourself an easy bucket.
But space the floor well also. If you have 4 guys under the hoop, then they can have 3 guys taking you.
I'm just saying on a double team, no one's on you, you go under the hoop.
That is the correct strategy, and I agree with that. But then it's on the other players who have guys on them to spread the court and make sure that guy has nowhere near him.
All right, here's where we're going to see a test on the point guards, as there's going to be a lot of full court pressure now from the Dolphins. Although, once Halper got the ball, no full court pressure. You see double teams going right away. See, Boker, go down. Yep, Boker's wide open underneath. Moves back out. Yeah, if someone runs and double teams you, you got to get under the hoop.
Not great positioning by Boker there. He had a layup if he was under the hoop, and he was open.
And Aloof now guarded by Spencer. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. This is not good offense for Wahyu. Halpert for 3. No good. A long rebound taken by Taylor. Now to Latungi. Latungi up and down. That is a jam by Latungi. 2-handed slam, and now it's a 5-point game.
Yeah. Good. One saving grace part of that possession was that Wahyu was able to waste a lot of clock.
Yeah, but there's not that much clock to be run. Now a foul by Taylor, and he's just yelling. This guy's just yelling out there. He's not happy. Aloof to the line for 2 free throws. 5-point game. 1:26 to go. 77-72. Aloof at the line for 2 shots. Very important right now because he has the opportunity to make this a 3-possession game.
Yeah, and Taylor wasn't having the foul call, but I thought it was the right call. Although I'm not sure he should have fouled there. It's a 5-point game. That's 2 possession. You don't need to be fouling just yet with a minute and 26 seconds left. Aloof now needs to hit these free throws. If it hits both at 3 possession, that is a huge, huge lead.
And he knocks down the first. Nothing but net there. I saw Halpert coming around the screen. He also got hooked, and he was looking for a call. So it seemed as though maybe the idea was, once they get into the half court, play very aggressive, go for the steals, and a lot of times that will end up in a foul.
Yeah, and the coach isn't necessarily upset about that. Ideally you get the steal, but if not, the foul is the second best option.
2 big free throws by Aloof. YU showing some resilience at the free throw line. 6 straight now. Taylor now with the ball. Taylor now inside to Laventure. Laventure for 3. No good, but a rebound by Latungi and a foul on Katz. They're going to call him on the block. He said, I'm still blocking him out, but they're saying, no, sir, you pushed him out of bounds. Latungi now going to the line for 2, and that's the last thing you want if you're a Mac. The clock being stopped. The clock is in your favor. 1:15 to go. 79-72 Max.
Yeah, you might say the clock is your best friend here, because even if you don't play great basketball, if that clock hits 0 and you still have the lead, you win this game. YU needs to make sure, 1, on offense to waste the clock, and 2, make sure the clock keeps running.
And Latungi couldn't hit that. But I appreciate the basketball 101. If the clock runs out and you have more points than the other team, you win. For all of you guys who didn't know that, that's how the game of basketball works.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people forget about that little known fact.
Yeah, sometimes when you're not playing well, you think you're going to lose, and then the clock runs out, and you're like, oh. Anyways, Latungi now hits the second, 79-73. I'm just messing with you. 6-point game, 1:15 to go, and what do we got? They wanted a substitution, and now they're going to get the substitution.
Yeah, that was bad work by the referees there. They got to recognize on the free throws that there was a guy there at the table waiting to be checked in. The coach should not have to run down the skyline screaming for the ref to let that sub in. That's their job.
Absolutely. And, Halper did a very smart job. He ran over to the ref and said, was that a timeout? Because after a timeout, you cannot run the baseline. But before a timeout, or after a made buck, I should say, you can. A good pass in by Hode, and now running. Spencer guarding him. Hode gives the ball to Katz. Now balls to Halpert. Halpert back to Hode. Hode to Katz. Katz up and in. Great play by the big man Katz. 2 points there for the Max. 81-73. We're under 1 minute to play. Taylor with the ball. Taylor with a nifty crossover. Gets in the lane. He goes up with it. That is good. A great play there by Taylor. And a timeout now by the Dolphins. 53.3 seconds to go. 6-point lead for the Max. The key right now, get the ball in. Do not do anything on this out-of-bounds play. No deflections, no running when you can't run. We just said timeout. They can't run now.
Yeah, and this one might be an obvious one, but if you reach over the line, we had that happen in a high school basketball game. In a tight ball game, one of our guards was trying to inbound the ball.
Stepped over the line,
fell over, and that's an automatic violation. That gave the ball right back to the other team, and they ended up winning that game in a heartbreaker fashion. I remember watching that one after being concussed from the bench.
Yeah, that was a tough one to watch. Had a 6-point lead with a minute to go. YU has a 6-point lead with 53 seconds to go. Hopefully we are not giving any bad karma, if you believe in that, right now. 53.4 seconds left.
You just gotta go, good vibrations, then you're good to go.
Yeah, I'm sure that works. Anyways, they gave him 0.1 seconds. Good job by the ref. He definitely saw when that timeout was called, and it was 0.1 seconds before they stopped the clock. 53.4 to go.
I am telling you, that guy's been eating carrots. I mean, maybe it was at halftime, but that guy's been seeing everything, whether it be the lane violations or that 0.1 seconds on the clock. This guy sees it all.
And we have Halpert taking out the ball. And they're not going to... Oh, we're saying he can run. He's saying he can run because, I guess... Okay.
That's good to know. That is good to know.
They give the ball, almost goes into Loof, instead goes into Hode. Hode gets hacked by Taylor, hit in the eye, and he's like, oh, and he's giving the ref something. He doesn't want to do that. No reason to get a technical foul now if you're Taylor. Coach saw it too. Coach is going to... We'll see what he does. He's got 2 subs, Relly.
Fans are really giving it. Yeah. They are not happy with how he's played this game.
Well, I think it's not how he's played this game. It's the attitude that he's given. He's given the ref's attitude. He pushed the star player, and the team was not happy about it. We got Hode at the line. We're going back to the game because that's really what we're here for, not any of the extracurricular activities. Hode at the line for 2. He's hit 4 big free throws late in the game. He's now at the line for 2. 52 seconds to go. 6-point lead for the Max. Hode 1 up and 1 in. And he gave himself a little nod like that one just squeaked by.
Yeah, that's a big one also because, again, that pushes it to 7 points, giving them the 3-possession lead, which is humongous here with under a minute to go.
Yeah, that's a big shot. One more will put him up 8. And Latungi and Spencer go to the bench. I imagine this is the 3-point lineup for the Dolphins. They just took out their best 2 players, but also their 2 big men. And that was all at net there by Hode. And now Taylor has the ball. Taylor getting booed by the fans. Taylor has it. He's looking to shoot. Gives the ball to Brian. He's also looking to shoot. Brian up. That one's no good. Rebound by Katz. Ball to Halpert. They're not going to foul him. They know better. And they do now. That's going to be on Laventure as Halpert passed the ball out to Hode. Now Halpert to the line for 2 shots. The fans are slowly starting to leave this game as they just saw their YU Max take home this first win. Now, I don't mean to jinx it. I don't think this one's bad karma anymore. I think this is just a W almost in the books here for YU. 39 seconds to go. 8-point game. Halpert at the line for 2.
Good vibrations just to make sure you're sure that we don't have any of that bad karma, as now we have Simcha Halpert with 2 even bigger free throws. 10 points, you're sure, is a pretty commendable lead, especially with only 39 seconds left.
Oh, that one was no good. Halpert not happy. I'd like to thank our whole crew, Simi Warsaw and Jack Pantrow, the co-presidents of Max Live. We got Justin Safe here. He was our publisher, production man, producer, some might call him. He's our tech guy. He does a phenomenal job as Halpert hits the second. And we got Pesach Kron? Pesach what? Bixen, Pesach Bixen, who was running the camp for us. Pesach's a great guy. Thank you so much for that. And that was Brian for 3, no good. Rebound by Halpert, and they're hacking him again. Savage now with the foul. A nice little tap there by Savage as he's saying sorry about that, sir. That first air ball was Christian Kopek. He missed the first. 9-point game, 23 seconds left. You hear the fans giving Taylor a little attitude, a little shot, Bar Aloof. He's known for putting his hands and pumping the crowd up. He was giving them a little pump right there. 2 shots now for Halpert. This game's all as well over, but he can seal it with 2 free throws here.
Yeah, and a lot of good takeaways from this game. The YU Max offense looked like it did not miss a beat. Great ball movement, great passing, a lot of assists, a lot of outside shooting, and finding the open man down low. They created a lot of easy buckets with their movement on the offensive end. Defensively, they forced a lot of tough shots. They need to do a little bit of a better job on the defensive glass, and that's something that they got to work on. The free throws were a struggle the first half, but it seems like the second half they've been absolute money. Not a problem whatsoever for them, and they have iced this game away.
First one up and in by Halpert. I want to give another shout out to Jake Yadler, our good friend from Teaneck in the stands. He's a huge Max fan himself. Recently actually admitted to YU, and as Taylor goes to the bench, she gets some nice boos from the YU fans. And a 10-point game now with 23 seconds left. Second shot here for Halpert. This game is all but over. It's just a matter of time, literally. Halpert hits the second, 86-75. Halpert now taking his seat. He's going to get a nice ovation from the crowd. Quite the ball game for him.
Yeah, he definitely led the team in the first half, and the second half was a little bit more passive in helping his teammates get those open shots, but an excellent all-around game.
Another shout-out to Ezra Berman, watching from his dormitory in YU. He wanted to hear us announce instead of coming to the game. I guess I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, Ezra. Shout-out to my parents and grandparents and siblings who watched the game. 7 seconds left. This game is 3 seconds away from being over. Final score, Yeshiva Max 86, CSI Dolphins 75. The home opener is over. The Max have won 1-0, undefeated. The fans are loving it. The team is loving it. Benjamin, it was quite the pleasure being here with you. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Yeah, I had an excellent time, and it's good to be back, and thank you for all our viewers. Thanks for everyone who came out here. It was a great atmosphere and a great effort by this team, and I'm excited. You're sure we got a big season ahead of us, a lot of change, but we're off to the right start, and getting off on the right foot is always a very important factor. Great coaching by the coaching staff. They had their guys ready and pumped up for this game, and we are off to a 1-0 start. We're undefeated, baby, right in the papers.
And that's all for us. 86-75, Max Stern Athletic Center, Yeshiva Max 1-0.